Let's go. Look.
Hello, TCH, and welcome to Texas Card House Dallas for this special edition of Freedom 40K Tournament. Coming at you from Texas Card House Dallas today, celebrating the holiday weekend, of course. Happy 4th of July. I'm RJ Dupree alongside my partner, Mr. Eric Van Loosen. What's up, buddy?
Happy birthday, America. There you go. Look at what we're playing for tonight as the cards are in the air. 16,340. Happy birthday, America.
No better way to spend a 249th birthday than winning $16,000. And this, the Freedom 40K. And, of course, we crushed that 40K guarantee. We're rocking a prize pool over 80,000 today. We had 401 entries. We are down to our final 9.
I was happy to have contributed to the Freedom Fest today.
Did you?
3 bullets today.
I was anxious and ready to, and then I ended up working.
Yeah, ended up finishing 63rd, about 15 spots out of the money, but great tournament structure. The room was packed all day.
Room was packed. Energy got to cranking about 9 o'clock this morning, and it has never stopped.
And you dealers could not get your butts off the tables. There was just so much tournament action going today.
Yeah, I was busy. Dealt a lot of action in this particular tournament.
400,000.
So Tim BB on the button here with ace 8. He's going to bump it up. And Mickey in the small blind.
Thinking maybe Tim BB is up to something on his button.
Yeah, 3-bet here for Mickey with king queen in the small blind. 400,000 to go now. Blind starting out at this final table, 30,000, 60,000 with a 60,000 big blind, Danny.
Yeah, that's a pretty committing bet there. You see Mickey's only got 690 left, so he's got almost half his stack already out there. Let's see if that's something Tim is considering here.
Yeah, Tim's probably thinking that very thing. He's like, do I want to try to bust this guy with ace 8 or just let it go? There we go. Well played by Mickey. He's going to pick up some well-needed change right there, about 260,000 in profit.
There we go. Nice hand there. Always good to get a nice win to start off your final table there. So great job from our 5 seed. And there is a look at our leaderboard down there at the bottom. The aforementioned Tim BB is still in the chip lead, even though he took a little hit there. Followed by our 1 seed Nav. Face and name you might recognize over in the 7 seed, Zozimo.
Zozy.
Great guy. And, of course, Tiger, who finished 3rd last week.
That's right. Back-to-back final tables for Tiger. Put on a stellar performance last week alongside Rao and
Isa.
That's right.
There's 2 more recognizable faces there. Our 8 seat, David, Mr. Vitti, and AJ in the 9 seat. No strangers to final tables.
All right, Tim BB, he's going to upgrade that last ace. He's got ace queen now in the cutoff.
He's going to probably tell some of these young men, I dare you to try to raise me again. See if he puts a little extra cheddar on it.
Looks like the same open here, 140,000.
There's the aforementioned Tiger with the 2 watches on. I got to play with him a little bit today. He mentioned they were both in the same time zone. But he said, you know what? He said, I accidentally wore a couple watches one time, and people were asking me about it, and they kept talking about it. He said, you know what? It distracted him from the play.
Right, yeah.
So he said, what the hell?
Last time I asked a person why they were wearing 2 watches, he said, this one is where my wife lives, this one's where my girlfriend lives.
That's terrible. How dare he? How long's your dad been telling that joke? Good stuff. All right, we got Miss Tiffany in the box. I believe she may have actually been in the field a little bit
I think
today.
she was. Yeah, that lady just put her to work.
It's kind of like me. Her day did not end up on this final table like I wanted it to. She ended up on the final table anyway. But
that's right.
She would have loved to have been playing with these boys. She is our only lady represented at the final table in a Great one at that. So shout out to our dealer there, Miss Tiff. And I think I'm familiar with the 3-seat. Haven't seen him with the hoodie on, but I think I recognize the face there. Cody in the 2-seat.
Raise 130.
130 here from Mickey's in the cutoff of Queen Jack. Tiger's on the button with 10s. That's going to be good enough to ship it from Tiger.
Tiger with the tanks. He knows what to do with those.
He's got almost 1.4 million, and that's going to be enough to get this one done. Picks up 280,000 in profit. Still got 5 more minutes at this blind level, 30,000, 60,000.
Yeah, you can see players are all relatively deep. 3-seat going by Faker. He's got 785. He is our shorty. Just shy of what, 16 big blinds, RJ?
Should I trust you?
Now he's got a couple suited Broadway cards over there. King 10 of diamonds, 3 million in his stack. It's good enough for an under the gun open. 58 of y'all tuning in for this late kickoff. This was a long day of poker. This started at 10 a.m. this morning, 401 entries. I was there when that last person came in, barely beat the clock. It was
right.
My girl Shorty just barely made it.
A little over 16 million chips in play here.
All right, Knob's going to take that one down. People respecting the undergun. Raise there. Nobody really had much to battle with.
Bumps him up to 3.18 million, but just in time for the blinds. He's in the big blind here.
Yeah, it is just shy of 16 big blinds over there for our. What seat was that? Faker. The 3-seat.
Thank you.
Tiger wearing that shirt from last week that brought him so much luck. He's got the Tiger shirt on again.
Raise 150.
Got to play a little bit today with my man ADHD Poker, and there he is in the chat right on time, saying, America.
What's up, ADHD? America indeed. Happy birthday. We ate them all.
Yeah, he and I had a deal. If we made the final table together, every orbit of the button, we were going to eat a hot dog and see who threw up the first. But,
all right, Tiger raised it up here from the hijack. Zozimo, just a call from the cutoff, and Viddy has pocket kings.
We didn't make it, though, ADHD.
We're going to get back to that hot dog story in a minute because it's 4th of July. But Viddy's all in.
Good luck, Viddy.
835,000.
Just enough to get that through, and that's going to bump him up.
Yeah, nice little profit. Nice.
Absolutely.
What were you telling the people about your hot dog?
I mean, we already finished without you, RJ.
Oh.
Yep. No, ADHD and I, we were going to try to make a deep run in this dadgum thing, and didn't quite make it. There was a lot of talk about hot dogs for some reason. Oh, it's because there wasn't much on the TVs. They had the stupid hot dog competition going on, and
that has been topic of interest here lately.
This is that rough time of year for sports when they have to start putting cornhole tournaments and hot dog eating challenges.
Watch people puke over wet hot dog buns.
Why not just stuff a hot dog in your cornhole while you're at it, you know?
Yeah. I love how our poker house casually got 80,000.
No big deal. just a 40K guarantee.
$80,000 in this prize pool for a $240 buy-in. And look out, we got kings again. They're just following the button around. Zosimo trying to sneak in there. He limped with Jack 8 of diamonds. AJ looking down at kings.
Peeking at his position. Now he's going to peek back down one more time just to make sure those are indeed cowboys.
AJ was fired up to be here today. Said hello to me before the final table kicked off. He was ready to roll.
Our buddy Scott joining us. Mr. Broyles just got home to listen to the best play-by-play on the YouTube.
240.
Keep making me laugh tonight, boys. Indeed, Scott. Shout out to you, my brother.
Thanks for swinging by, Scott. Appreciate the kind words as well.
Zosie's like, you know what? Every time I get in a pot, they're just going to try to raise me out of it.
Zosie doesn't like folding the raises too often. He's going to jump in there this time with that Jack 8 of diamonds.
Ooh.
Oh, hello.
What a flop
Top
here.
set here for AJ, and Zosie lands middle pair and a flush draw.
We have some fireworks here.
Miss Davis, you go problem me.
Bet 200.
All right, what to do with top set here? AJ's going to bet out 200,000.
200 and a scratch behind the ear, and Zosie is going to put him all in.
Yeah, Zosie's
AJ
gonna
can't
rip.
wait to beat him in the pot.
All in and a call.
Here we
All
go.
right, good old-fashioned mess right here. Pair and a flush draw versus top set. AJ's going to be at risk.
Got it? Ready?
Well, the graphics are showing 4 outs for Zosie.
Seven of spades, no help for Zosie. Kings are still hanging in there.
All right, kings. Set
Nine
of kings.
of clubs, top set good. Full double up for AJ, well done.
A little bit of an anti-sweat. That's the one time when the graphics, you know, we know some of the cards that have been folded. It lets us know, but
Yeah,
makes it a little less exciting, but
I don't know what I think about that.
I know. Only 4 outs, though, for Zosie, so definitely still could have drilled those. But AJ with the full double.
Full double up, 1.3 million in profit. He's going to have about 2.5 now in his stack.
7 here.
ADHD, y'all could talk about that in the chat. We usually avoid that word altogether just for S's and giggles here on the stream, so we can avoid those. Interesting topic, though. What an action flop, though, Miss Tiffany.
Yeah, hopefully these cards get fired up and stay fired up tonight.
Man. We knew some money
Ready.
was getting in there for
Ready
sure.
for some more action highlights like that flop right there.
Top set and RJ's favorite flush draw.
My favorite.
Pair with a flush draw. It's
You
always
betcha.
better to have top pair with a flush draw, but it surely didn't matter there.
70, 70.
Top set
You
for AJ.
prefer to not be up against top set.
Exactly.
The one called the blind, all right.
And where's that going to put Zosimo? Okay, Zosie's going to drop down from about 3 million to 1.2 there. Still plenty of chippies, though.
Red, white, and blue chips tonight. Those white chips are worth 500,000. Those blue chips are 25,000, and the reds are the big ones currently.
The hundos.
100,000.
Only one king this time for AJ. Does have good position here in the cutoff. Suited king. Lets it go, though.
Got it? You need to scan your card. You can look at it.
Trying to make sure Nov's cards get scanned.
Is it good?
One of those boogers is not cooperating.
Girl, what do you want to do? Huh? Is it good? Rated 300. Seat 1 rated 300. Put your card back.
All right. Nov's going to take that one down with whatever the mystery card was with the 5. Might have been pair of 5s or an ace 5.
Got her done.
Got her done.
So make sure. Thanks.
All right, this here is what we are playing for here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. First player out is going to get $1,680. It was a $240 buy-in today, so if they just fired the one bullet, nice little profit there. First place, though, 10x that almost, $16,340. We got 2 prizes tonight, first and second. That'll be 5 figures, so some nice scores here on a one-day tournament.
Locked up, 1680.
Okay. 70,000 a car.
Blinds have gone up to 35,000, 70-70.
Zozie, 10-8 suited.
Never seen 2 suited gappers he doesn't like.
Just a call there, 70,000 from Zozimo. Another pretty solid hand here for AJ. He's had some playable hands here. This first orbit of tonight's final table. And he's going to be
all right, I was thinking
a little bit of a predicament as
late position, thinking that King Queen was going to come in for a raise, and he indeed does.
King Queen has AJ dominated, and it's right behind him. Never fun when that happens.
Hopefully he's got a chip protector. I don't think or a card protector.
Yeah, Nav in that one seat.
That's always so dangerous.
He does make me a little nervous. We're going to have to give him some one-seat training over there.
Well, the fold went right over the top of his cards, and that's always can be scary.
And it makes it especially interesting on this table as they're trying to make sure their cards are scanned, and they're thinking about that, and they're kind of anxious and nervous about that.
Wow, Zozie makes the call here. 275 with the 10-8. Pot's getting a little juicy here. AJ does decide to get out of the way. He is dominated. Here we go, heads up. Nav and Zozie.
Wise decision. Nice timing there for AJ to get the heck out of the way. 3-9-8.
Oh, top pair, or second pair, excuse me, for Zozie.
Another flop here where both players connect pretty well.
250.
And there is now a million chips in the pot. See what Zozie wants to do here.
So now I'm going to bet 250,000 here into about nearly 800,000.
Zozie is not afraid to get his chips in. If he does not think his opponent has a pair. Doesn't have to jam, though. He can call and see what happens on next streets, and he does.
Let's see it. Queen
of
diamonds. Knob's got a big hand now. Zozie's going to check it to Knob, and Knob just rips it all in.
Zozie would need a jack, a 10, or an 8. And he's going to do a little inventory here. There's 1.9 out there.
Knob trying to take a shot here at Zozie. Flops flush draw, turns the queen. Back to Zozie. Does he want to call off his remaining 690,000 here?
At this point, you beat ace king, ace jack, and that's about it. You've dealt to Zozie. I've always mentioned playing with him. He is an aggressive player and does not like folding.
Yeah, he's a fun player at the table.
Oh, he really
is. He definitely plays some poker. He doesn't read charts and knit up. He wants to see some flops and play some hands. And he makes it work for the most part. You see Zozie at a lot of final tables.
Puts you to a test as well. I think he's going to find the fold here. I think the body language suggests fold.
Yeah, he's
still got about 14 big blinds left.
He's definitely in the tank here.
Actually, no, he'll have 10 big blinds left. That's what's got him thinking. He's in that danger zone, but he can find another spot to try to get it in if he can live another day.
He's doing
gonna
it.
Go with it.
He's going to go with it. He's got a pair, and he's not afraid to use it, but he is in trouble.
5 outs for our brother Zosimo. 5 live outs. Let's see if he can land a jack, a 10, or an 8, RJ.
Jack, 10, or 8, and it can't be a heart. No help.
Oh.
6 of clubs, and that'll be our first elimination of tonight's final table. Zosimo will finish out of 401 entries. He will finish in 9th place, a nice prize of $1,680.
Add that to a long list of cashes in tournaments here at TCH for Zosie. Plays a lot at Choctaw and some of the other places, so great run again for Zosimo. Glad to see you on another final table. I know it's not the way you wanted it to end, my brother, but we will see you again, no doubt. And our chip leader is now even more so Nav with a 4.67 million chip stack.
That's a stack. Well done, Zosimo. Can't wait to see you again.
And our 3 seed is our shorty, Faker, in that same danger zone that Zosie just found himself in before putting those chips in. 10 big blinds, under 10 remaining.
Yep, Faker just going through the blind, so that'll help a little bit. He's on the button here.
Yeah, Poker Yay, I read your comment there. You played earlier, didn't win a hand for 5 hours. I had a pretty brutal run my first 2 bullets and was like, I just can't go out like that. And had to get back in it and play, and had a decent run. But, man, once those blinds start getting up, you really got to get some momentum going and a big chip stack, and I just never quite got there today, so I feel you, brother.
Tiger in early position here. He's looking at ace 10. He'll bump it up 250,000.
AJ's got him covered. He's got the Gretzky hand, couple of 9s. Ooh, finds a fold.
Doesn't want to mess with him.
Is a rather large open there.
Wow, and Faker just threw in a suited ace 9 himself.
He's going to walk it off. He did secure a little bit extra money by laddering up there. Tiger is going to take that one down.
Yeah, he's down below 10 blinds here. Chose to not roll with that suited ace 9, which might have been good timing there. It's ace 10 there for Tiger.
Tiger did go with about a 3.5x raise there. Let's see if that's something that's consistent for him.
I think last week we had mentioned that particular final table, a lot of them were opening 3x, 3.5x, even saw a couple of 4x's last week. So it was kind of fun to see a little bit of a different table than what we've been seeing.
There is our short stack. He has decided to rip it here with the J7 suited.
Jack 7 suited in the cutoff.
Let me know if you know exact count, if you want to know the exact count.
Tiger's got an ace. He's in the big blind. Does not want to mess with it.
It's got to feel good there. We are now over that 10 big blinds.
Yeah, especially after letting the suited ace go on the button.
Maybe he pulled out the chart real quick. He wanted to see. Can't have your phones on the table so you can step off the stage and look at a push-fold chart real quick. Be like, damn it, I got 10 big blinds. What do I do?
Yeah, found a spot there.
I got the button. I got a suited Jack 7. Does that qualify?
Faker knows his way around the felt.
Of course he does. He went with it, though. Nice hand.
70,000 go. 6 need to be scanned. 6 and 4 scan again, please. Thank you.
AJ folding those 9s. Don't see him folding the ace king here. Kiwi Special joining us from the land down under next door.
Raise 250.
Shout out to our friends down there in New Zealand. What you cooking tonight, Kiwi?
Hello, Kiwi.
Uh-oh. Faker gets away from the ace jack there.
Woo.
How about good timing? I wish I could have got my opponent to fold ace-jack for 30 big blinds earlier when I had ace-king. Didn't work, RJ.
Ran it right into it. Ran that ace-king right into ace-jack. Not this time for AJ, though. Ace-king good. No resistance.
You know what our tournament director, Felipe, told me when I was in line buying my next bullet? You know, Eric, everybody else in this line, they got it in good, too. I said, is that kind of like all the guys that go to prison, you know?
Absolutely. That's what
Everybody's innocent. Everybody's innocent.
That sounds like a prison yard, don't it?
Andy Dufresne was actually innocent, though.
Yeah.
And I actually did get it in good, damn it. God bless America.
Well, I can appreciate Felipe letting you know that.
Oh, man, speak of the devil, look at that comment in the chat.
Everyone else.
Brad Kokel just coming in and roasting me. Yep, he witnessed that one.
He witnessed it. Hello, Brad.
Big bad Brad.
He says he saw a fish get it all in with ace-king and ran it right into ace-jack.
Ace-king, spade, spade.
All right, ace-king's out again, by the way. Last hand, this hand, in the chat. It's everywhere. 10BB looking at it right now in the hijack.
Well, there ain't nothing better, Kiwi, than when you don't have a very good week, having a good friend to bring dinner to you. So shout out to your great friend for being there for you, and hope things get better for you. Viddy looking down at that GTO's hand, king 5 suited. Not quite as strong in the tournament, though.
AJ in the big blind with queen 7 suited. Take her down, Tim.
Just get now. You do it before.
Well, thank y'all again for joining us on this great holiday weekend, Saturday night. Hope y'all have had fun with your family. I know the weather really didn't cooperate a whole lot this weekend. Had a lot of rain.
Yeah, really not my favorite weather to go hang out at the lake. I remember several years ago, it always sticks out in my mind that I went to the lake for a 4th of July that was very similar to this. In the 80s, 70s, rainy, and just I froze my tail off, sitting there shivering with a cold one in my hand.
Yep.
I did not do that this year.
I hope everybody stayed safe, kept all your appendages, didn't have any fireworks, accident, and of course, we won't dwell on this too much, but everybody keep your thoughts and prayers for all of those folks down there in the hill country in Texas, those horrible floods that are going on. There's a lot of different ways that you can contribute. I had a couple of our poker buddies went down there for some music festival and to float the river, and checked on them tonight and found out they were okay. Man, that is just an awful situation, and keep all those folks in your prayers.
Hand 13 of tonight's final table. 10BB in the low jack with pocket 10s. Makes it 180,000 to go. Tiger and Knob will complete and see a flop. Queen, deuce 5, top pair for Tiger.
Definitely a flop that can be good often for the 10s, so he will poke at it a little bit. And poke the Tiger. Don't poke the bear, don't poke the Tiger either. He'll bite you. So sorry to hear that, Kiwi. Big hugs through the internet.
Players are going to be on a 15-minute break, 15-minute break, finish the game on, and 15-minute break. We don't raise enough all the black chips on this list. The last 15 minutes to get into the 3,000.
So Tim let out here on the flop. 225,000. Now Tiger has ripped it for 1.3 million.
So for him, we still got food at the bar, provided about 8,000 towards your house.
I don't know that song, but I know that whistle in the background.
For show. Everybody
It's
does.
fantastic, whatever it is. Whoever wrote that, if you need a touring whistler, shout at RJ or myself.
Not me.
No, you can't whistle?
No, I used to be able to really good. Now I can't. I
right.
can't do it anymore.
Well, I will be your touring whistler. You know, I used to tour with the Guns N' Roses guys. I was their whistler.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. When they played Civil War and Patience.
I call.
You call? You call that bluff? Okay. You got me. God dang it. I can't get any of my bluffs through. This is a game right here. You need a little patience.
Yeah, Tim really in the tank here. Thinking about it here with these 10s.
Just a little patience. He's like, does this guy really have a queen here, or is he just getting after it? And I'm with you. Burke Ninja 505 says, muck those tanks. He's not doing this with a flush draw. Get rid of those. We can see the cards. Tim's thinking maybe this guy is just trying to steal my chips. That would cut his stack in half. And he does decide to let it go.
There we go. Tim and his 10s are in the muck. Nice pot there for Tiger. Another $690,000 in profit. Kiwi, lots of love from your friends here at TCH Live.
Absolutely. We're
Thoughts and prayers, big hugs.
going to try to have a fun stream tonight and help cheer you up a little bit and understand it will definitely take some time, but we're going to be here for you. We'll be back on Tuesday night as well for our cash stream. So
Tuesday night.
feel free to join us on Tuesday as well, folks in the chat.
All those cash chippies will be flying Tuesday night.
And you're 35.
Everybody else is picking up on that song.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's infectious.
It's an incredible jingle. And yes, when it hits the speakers, everyone must do it.
Yes, Spot Tricks, this is the final table.
The final table of the special holiday edition of our Saturday tournament. We're calling this one the Freedom 40K today.
That's right.
Of course, normally we have the
30K.
30K on Saturdays, but we bumped it up for 4th of July.
Yeah, with a smaller buy-in.
With a smaller buy-in.
Which meant donkeys like me said, hey, I can afford multiple buy-ins.
Well, these donkeys turned out because we got 80,000 in this prize pool, and it is a heck of a final table here tonight.
Queen ball, corner pocket once again. Queen shows up, this time, though, for our chip leader, Mr. Nav.
We're down to 8 players of 401 entries today, and yes, Tiger here again. Back-to-back final tables for him.
Yeah, pretty much. He's still rocking that Tiger shirt from last week that brought him some luck. Why not? Try it again.
Yeah, it's always fun. Once in a while, we'll see someone go back-to-back on these Saturday tournaments. Get in these final tables. I don't think anyone's won it back-to-back.
Brad's asking a good question. He says, what's the worst poker nickname you've ever heard someone give themselves? When I first started playing in our 25-cent, 50-cent games back in college,
Yeah.
in my 20s, this guy self-nicknamed himself Poker King, and he was the most obnoxious guy. And that son of a, you know what, still owes me $40. And if I ever see him, Poker King, I'm going to find you.
Poker King.
And he was not the Poker King. He was the Poker Dingaling. We didn't like him. We did not like him at all.
Yeah, Poker King doesn't sound great.
He's still probably playing 25 cent, 50 cent somewhere with my $40. What about you, Brad? What's the worst you've ever heard? AJ gonna take one down with the King 10. I was told today at the poker table that you and I, RJ, had faces for radio.
Well,
We've joked about that before.
I don't think that person saw me. I think that person said that to you.
Well, I just wanted to include you in that.
I call again.
But yep,
Even though they're probably accurate if they did, but you know.
Brad's going below the belt tonight.
EVL.
Yeah,
Worst
well.
poker nickname ever.
I mean, at least I didn't put doctor in front of it, you know?
Yeah, Dr. Versace.
Oh, God, that guy.
He took some heat over his name, but he probably took some heat over a lot of things.
Well,
But
at least you only said his name once instead of 6 times in a row like he did. I'm sure he's out there grinding 25
Yep.
50 as well with Poker King.
All in here from Faker.
All in with the queen deuce, and when you get this short and it gets down to just the blinds, you look down at a face card and you're like, man, I hope I can get this through. I hope my neighbor wakes up with a 9-5, and he does.
And that's what's supposed to happen there. Once in a while, that big blind has a hand, but the majority of the time, you can get that through, according to the little chart. But the chart that says you never get busted.
There you go. Brad said he played with the aforementioned villain. Well, you did tell me how your sessions went this week, Brad, so hopefully that's not where your donations went, because I will feel sorry for you. Any other bad poker
Man,
nicknames?
I was trying to think of some.
One of my favorites was,
That's what I was going to say.
my man Marcus, Chocolate Thunder, he goes
Chocolate
by.
Thunder.
And every time they call his name out, Chocolate Thunder, you have a seat available, table 6.
Yeah.
Everybody turns their head because they want to see what Chocolate Thunder looks like.
I was going to say, I love trying to have my attention brought to the good ones, but I've never thought about the bad ones.
Well, he used to do some cool content on his Instagram and on TikTok, and I told him that he and I should start creating some. He's Chocolate Thunder, and I'd be the Vanilla Wonder. And it's kind of picked up a little bit, you know? He likes it.
Okay. Knob looking down at pocket tens. Pocket tens and ace king making several early appearances here, this final table. Now I'm going to raise it up 350,000 here.
Kiwi, that is a terrible poker nickname. Now I'm going to take another one down.
Yeah, Donkey Poo. Donkey Poo Poo. Your 1-2 seat is available.
I'm just glad Kiwi typed that all out so I could hear you say it. All right, hand number 18. Just got the one elimination so far.
Viddy. He's running a little low over there. He's under the gun, 1.1 million in his stack. He's got king, queen of diamonds.
140.
And he just goes with the min click here, 140. Big stack with another big hand, ace jack.
Yeah, Knob just makes a call here with ace jack.
Plenty of players behind him, so didn't really feel like he needed to raise there. So he is going to go heads up.
Yeah, all the rags are out of there. Blinds and antes are dead money. Heads up to the frop. King, queen lands for Viddy.
Check.
Big old frop. And Viddy tries to play a little slow. Gonna need to start putting some chippies in here.
175.
175 is the bet.
Very gentle.
And he's gonna get a call from ace jack. Can Viddy dodge the ace? Yes, he can.
4 of spades.
800,000 out there. Stack to pot ratio is 1. He's like, can I get this gentleman to call me with a hand like an ace high or maybe even a 7?
Yeah, Viddy doing a pretty decent job here making this look bluffy. Puts Knob in the tank a bit. Viddy checked the flop. Small continuation bet on the turn. Now he's pumped 500,000 out there. Knob thinks about it, but lets ace jack go. Well done.
That might be the comment of the night from our boy Viddy. He said, clock me out. I want a hand. Those chips have no cash value, my brother, so nice try. Otherwise, I would have cashed out with my original 40K
right.
stack, and I would have been okay with that.
Well, that did bump him up to
A millionaire.
5th in stacks here at 1.6 million.
Yeah.
So that gave him a little bit of breathing room. He's in the big blind this hand.
Ace of diamond.
Did a little leapfrog over a couple players, so yeah, he's no longer down there at the bottom.
4, 5, and 9 scan, please.
Ace
4,
of
5,
diamonds did get flipped over, so that's why you see it there in Tiffany's hand. That will be our burn card.
Is that it?
AJ looking at the mumbler. 3-5 offsuit.
How about it feel about it? It's okay. Do we have to use this?
End of the scans.
Yeah, it's good.
Says in dealer is.
As I look around the table here at tonight's final table, I see several people that I dealt to this morning.
Option under.
You never made it to my table, RJ.
No.
That's probably why we didn't make that
I
super
know.
deep run.
Right?
We couldn't collude.
7, 9, 10 the flop here. Pretty big flop for Tiger. Coming in the small blind with that 10-8.
200.
He'll land top pair and open-ended.
Now would not be a good time to bluff.
Take her down. Hit something, say something. Takes down the pot.
Flies up.
Yeah, I dealt to Cody. I dealt to...
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Well, I dealt to Zozie.
Okay.
And I dealt to David Taw. So I think that's 3. So as much as I dealt today, you'd think I'd have brought more heat to my peeps, but 3's not bad.
4, scan, please. Tim.
Cody was running low a couple, when I was dealing to him, so that's cool to see him
But he's very
battling it out, getting to this final table. Still running a little low over there, but that's all right. Tim, BB, looking at 7-7 here.
Rate of 200,000.
We used to have a name for that hand here in Dallas till we traded him away. The Luca hand.
Luca! Still Luca, but he no work here no more.
He ain't no working no more for sure.
Heads up.
All right, heads up battle. Hijack and big blind here.
Ace 10-3, 2 pair for AJ. Not much working for the 7s.
Couple of clubs. AJ's got red cards, so see how he responds. If Tim decides to put any in there. Looks like he's reaching. He's going to take a little stab at it, see where his 7s are.
160.
And stacks are almost dead even. Says they are after that bet.
Call.
2.34 to 2.34. I'd definitely call that pretty near even. Club here on the turn. Tim does have a club in those 7s.
And AJ is going to play it slow still. Mitch Lloyd joining us. What's going on, Mitch? Just in time. We've seen pocket 10s a ton already.
Check, check here on the turn. 5
Oh.
of clubs. 7s are going to get there if we go to showdown.
And AJ has just got to be disgusted at that run out.
He might hate this card so much that he bets it. No, he didn't. Tim's going to take a peek.
Yeah, there's 800,000 out there. No club. He's going to get the bad news.
Clubby over there for Tim. That's going to be a nice pot there for Tim.
That's what you call icky right there.
Yeah, a little icky feeling on that one. Mitch.
Icky, icky, icky.
What's up, Mitch? Good to see you in the chat. Friend of the TCH live show. Legend of the TCH live show.
The Mitchapalooza.
Mitch Palooza Lloyd. What's up, buddy?
And shout out to the missus as well. Howdy, Emily.
Mitch Lloyd is like the Nick Collison of TCH Live. It's only one number retired up there, and it's Mitch Lloyd.
Up there in the rafters.
4 and 6 scan, please.
Oh my.
6 scan.
I didn't see that.
No love for the Doyle.
Maybe it's just too early. You gotta wait till the last card hits. Last card hits the button.
Take 2 cards.
Everybody's got suited Queen Rag.
How about a suited King Dewey? for
King
AJ?
Rag. Let's do that. That's better.
Should be good often against the big blind, but you are going against the big stack, and wow, the big stack with the big slick.
Yeah, big stack in the big blind. He's got a little something, something.
He ain't messing around with it.
Big slick's just going to rip it all in.
AJ going, what is in there? I think I'm going to go ahead and fold. I'm going to look at the man, let him know I don't appreciate it. He smiles. He just wants to get a reaction.
Yeah, AJ will have a little fun with this first.
Don't talk about the hand, please. Even heads up. The tournament, yes.
Tiffany laying down the law.
I can't get any information from her.
No information needed. His chips did all the talking there, AJ. Nav going to take that one down.
Nice,
Just a
Sam.
slow card funeral there, little.
Yep, little card funeral.
Just let him go.
Nah, building on that chip lead, 4.5 million in his stack now.
What'd you say there was, about 16 million in the prize pool?
A little over 16 million in play tonight. Average stack right now, I believe a little over 2 million, right?
Yep. Blinds are at 40, 80, and 80. Cody's got 160 out there right now as one of our shorties.
Today,
What?
let's get a coffee. It's good.
Alright, I can't say anything anymore.
Race 175.
Mickey trying to get in there with this Jack 10 suited. He's going to raise it up.
I really wanted us to get
175,000.
Yeah.
Tiger, let's go that ace.
Interesting play from one of the shorter stacks.
Might have found the right time to do it. He does. Cody's looking at rags too.
Timing is impeccable. Don't show, young man, and he doesn't. He says you guys will see it on TV. Our man TJ Cloutier was playing today.
Got to deal to TJ today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to see him. Surprised he didn't make another deep run and join this final table.
Yeah, it's all fun to see him at the table, especially when the field's still 200 strong or whatever. He's just chilling over there, sharp as can be, doing his thing.
Way above the line there. We have what?
Just get the card.
Said it a little too. Yeah.
All right, Tim's under the gun with the mumbler. That's in the muck. Mickey's got a premium this time. A little better than that Jack 10.
Race 175.
Ace Jack in early position. He'll make it 175,000. Back-to-back opens for him. Always fun.
On your side.
Ace 6 in the muck. Ace 6 in the muck again. Cody's got 9 high. He's looking for something to ship it with. So, yeah, our two shorties over there in the 2-seat and the 3-seat.
Yeah, with timing working out there for a player that was just one of the shorties, back-to-back hands there for maybe your vote for the Disney character, Mickey, M-I-C-K-E-Y, in the seat 5.
Yeah, picks up 5 big blinds right there.
Absolutely. I don't even know who Scar is.
I don't know that I'd want to mess with Mickey in a poker game. M-I-C-K-E-Y, Mickey, that is.
My buddy did.
M-O-U-S-E.
Show this.
Sir.
And he said to me, I shouldn't hate that.
This time he wakes up with a 10-8, 10-8. Gets rid of it.
Why you're running so super hot fire?
And the jiggities for AJ with a big old grin on his face.
Raise. 200.
Raise it up. 260 here from AJ. Blinds are 40,000, 80,000 now, by the way. 80,000 big blind. AJ makes it 260.
He's like, why are they picking on my blinds here? Uh-oh, somebody hollering about a bad beat in the background.
I wonder if they're sharing the story we heard from earlier where Eric Van Loozen shipped Ace King into Ace Jack
Ace King suited.
and got whooped. You think they're...
And I still had outs. Picked up outs. I think that was our girl VV shouting in the background. Shout out to Victoria, if that was you out there, my dear.
Yeah, we've still got some exciting tournament action going on in the room besides just this final table.
An afternoon tourney
Man.
and an evening tournament.
That's right, the nightcap. The new $160 nightcap started tonight.
Stick your nose out there.
They got up to 33 players. That's a $160 buy-in, a $3K guarantee.
Yeah, AJ is pretty solid. Yeah, you do a lot of times those pocket nines through jacks, see those crazy opens. I don't want to see a flop with this hand.
Right.
And everybody knows it.
Hammer the gas pedal. So yeah, $2,000 up top in that little nightcap. But the $175 deep stack that started at 4 p.m., that bad boy had a bunch of players in it. It's got $6,200 up top tonight for a $175 buy-in.
A lot of tournament opportunities today at TCH Dallas, and we are here at the final table of our big one, and we've got another all-in here.
All in.
Cody, our short stack, found a suited ace. He's going to run right into an ace-king.
Good enough to rip it.
He's going to need some clubs or a 4. Got some chop opportunities. Yeah, Tiffany goes 1 speed. Slow down, mama.
No clubs here. 3 of diamonds. He's going to need a 4, a 9, or a 3. 10 of clubs. No help for Cody. Sweet run today for Mr. Cody. I know he was short a little bit earlier, so he was short a lot of the day. Coming into this final table short, did ladder up 1 spot. Nice prize for him at $2,200.
$2,200 for Mr. Cody. Great job there. Finishing 8th out of 401 today. Again, you see that total prize pool, folks. 401 entries today in a 1-day tournament. We guaranteed $40K. We went ahead and crushed it.
Went ahead and crushed it.
Full double.
A 1-day tournament. So these guys have been on the grind since 10 a.m. I guess it was. So, yeah. Whew. Congratulations, Cody. Well-earned prize. And just like that, we are now down to 7 players.
That's right. Yeah, shout out to Nick G, newly appointed GM over there.
Nick G.
Just for
Be running the show at
I know when I deal with
TCH Social in Las Colinas. Congratulations and shout out indeed.
Well, Mitch, I went ahead and fired 3 bullets today for you, buddy, and I unfortunately didn't do a whole lot with them. But
1 for himself, 1 for me, and 1 for you, Mitch.
That's right. That's right. I fired a 1 for the each of you.
2.3 mil.
Registration was over, or I would have fired 1 for our production homie, Mr. Jacob Thomas. I did make it to 63rd, just 15 away from the money. I could see it right in my grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, you're
All right, folds around to the button here in hand 26. Tonight's final table where Tim on the button has ace-10. Mickey in the small blind, he's put up a fight against Tim's button a time or two, but chooses not to this time.
All right, there you go. Nice hand there for our button. Any of you guys in the chat go shoot off any fireworks or go to any shows? I actually went over to the Kaboom Town in Addison.
Kaboom!
Ricky and Curly and some of the guys went and set up. Got a great location right there by the Addison Airport. And all I had to do was drive out there and, pay about $40 in parking, but saw one of the coolest fireworks shows I've seen in a long, long time, and the location was just prime. They had some
very nice
snacks and some hot dogs on the grill and some coolers.
With a name like Kaboom,
Town,
your fireworks show better be pretty cool.
It was awesome. ADH Poker letting us know that he had Taco Bell, so he shot fireworks at home. Oh, fantastic.
Kaboom.
It's going to hurt your eye? We have a lie on? No, we ask him the lie on?
Folds around to the small blind this time. Tiger's got Jack Deuce. He doesn't even want to mess with that. We're just going to walk it out for Vinny. King Queen was the nuts.
Tiger felt the heat coming.
David, did you give me your card yet? It was Jack asleep.
I went to a fireworks show one time that was absolutely magnificent. It was called Thunder over Louisville. And if I remember correctly, the Kentucky Derby is a big deal in Louisville, Kentucky. And the Thunder over Louisville fireworks show is what kicks off like Derby Fest. It's like a week or something before the Derby, because the town just kind of goes crazy for the Derby for a week or two or whatever. And they start that party off with Thunder over Louisville, a magnificent fireworks show over the Ohio River. And it was pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
They blew the snot out of that river.
The snot right out of it. Well, speaking of, there's our man T joining
what
us.
What up, T?
Giving some love to Dupe Show and yours truly, EVL. Appreciate it, T. Shout out right back to you, my brother. Tiger's got the button now in a beautiful 10-9 of diamonds that we all love.
Raise 260,000.
10-9 of diamonds for Tiger. He raises up 260,000 from his button. Vinny in the small blind with jacks.
All in for the jacks. AJ waking up with Queen 3. Easy fold. Tiger says, how's your day going? I love it.
I had Egg Daddy for dinner.
He had Egg Daddy for dinner. Shout out to Egg Daddy. Providing us with some great meals here at Texas Card House for purchase. So in a tournament, you're not supposed to, even heads up, talk about the hand. So Tiger says, I'm just going to have a conversation with the man.
That's right.
See how his day went. And David said, you know what? My day went just fine. That's right. Not the pocket jacks, but the jumping Jesuses, Kiwi says. The jumping Jays. They're out tonight for sure.
Kogo says he went to a ping pong show.
I heard.
I believe that.
Yep.
Mr. Adam, hello. Welcome to the chat.
We were talking about you earlier, Adam, and we are glad that you made it back to North Texas safely, my brother.
Can't yell at me.
Off to hand 29 of tonight's final table, the Freedom 40K. Not just the big one today here at Texas Card House Dallas. It's the Freedom 40K where we crushed that prize pool. We're down to our final 7 players of 401 entries, creating a prize pool of more than $80,000 today.
Nav will gladly take that one down with the Jackie Robinson, the 42. That's got to feel good. No resistance.
Would you look? Did you look? Did he look?
He did. He looked at the walk hand. All right, we're just now hitting that 1 hour mark.
I do feel good. It's almost like kind of pimping a home run when you don't look at the walk hand and you just kind of flip it out there. I don't even need to look at this.
You hadn't hit a home run since 3rd grade, RJ.
Well, since 3rd grade would be false, but it's been a hot minute.
Another beautiful suited hand that we all love to play. Cash games. That 7-6 of clubs goes right into the muck from Tim B.
Tiger, suited ace deuce in the hijack.
We'll tell you about that one here in a second, Brad.
You will be happy to know that the only time I hit the ball over the fence and got to pimp it a little bit and knew it, it went foul. That was rude.
Uh-oh. Got a big one brewing here. Nav goes from the Jackie Robinson hand straight to the big slick hand.
Big slick for Nav. Pretty good upgrade from the 4 deuce.
Faker can't even try to fake it with the jack deuce. And now back to Tiger, who's got to feel like he's getting short, but he does have 1.68 million left.
Yeah, still rocking 20 blinds in his stack.
Gonna make the call.
Wants to see a flop, suited ace deuce.
We know what kind of flop he doesn't want to see, and that's going to be an ace-high flop without a deuce.
Ace, queen, 4, only 1 diamond.
Got the flop we just mentioned.
Oh, and Nav comes out just straight swinging here. It might get Tiger off the hook.
And he's got to be thinking, is he really going to be doing this with an ace? We know the answer.
Yeah, Tiger gets away from it.
Folds and shows the ace, and you saw the eyebrows of Vitti go, wait a minute, we're folding aces here?
And they don't know that his kicker was a deuce, and it's easy to possibly not want to mess with that hand if you don't want to.
This is our man, Mr. Tiger.
Now, Eric,
finished 3rd last week.
Have you ever been beaten by 5-3 offsuit?
Oh, yeah.
What were you?
What happened afterwards?
Yeah, what were you saying afterwards?
That's
That's
why they call it the mumbler.
That's why they call it the mumbler. You get it stuck in you a couple times, and it leaves you mumbling a little bit.
RJ will throw a little hillbilly on top of it every now and then, call it the Cook County Mumbler.
Cook County Mumbler. Tiger's got ace-jack this time. He's going to rip it. 1.38 million. He's in there.
I'll give my tip to John. He can play with me.
John played better than me.
All right, ace-jack has been ripped all in for Mr. Tiger. AJ looking at a pair. And ace-king for Faker.
Faker's going to get in there. He's got big slick. Tim B with the jacks.
Tiffany dealing out fire so far, and now we've got Tim BB wants to know what the bigger stack is because he's got a potential double KO.
Could go for the double knockout here. And man, if he could see the cards.
Oh, you're not in a hand. I thought you stayed in a hand.
2.7.
Never mind. I thought you stayed in a hand.
I only have 1.7.
1.3.
So just 1.3 of Tim BB's 3 million.
So yeah, it looks like he's going to do some accounting here, pull out the 1.3 million.
7-handed, and you got the jacks. What are you doing here, folks?
Doing that.
I'm doing that right there, too. I'm making the call.
Tim BB is calling here with the jacks, and that will put Faker and Tiger at risk here.
Chance to knock out 2, and we will get Faker's hand flipped over here in just a second.
Lovely Tiff going to get these pots lined up for us.
And look at those equities. 50, 45, and Tiger, who is the first to jam there,
Running low.
needs
Yeah, he's going to need to
serious
make.
help.
He's going to need to make a straight or a 4-card flush to spades.
Doug R. joining us from Baton Rouge. How you doing, Doug?
There might be one jack out there that
You're on the main and
help
you're on
him.
the side.
Ace jack.
Get one more
Yeah.
action.
All right, let's go to the flop. 7 deuce 8.
Is it good?
No help for any of these premium holdings. King of spades.
Ruh-roh. Case jack now.
All right, so the king lands for Faker. He was the super short stack, so he's going to win the main, but
Little side pot going to go over to Tim BB.
yeah, Tim BB going to take out Tiger here. The jacks are going to hold for the side pot, and Tiger will be eliminated.
Kings.
So sweet run for Tiger. He completes back-to-back final tables in consecutive weeks in a 7th place finish this week, $2,720 prize.
Great job, Mr. Tiger. Pleasure playing with you today. He said he had a lot of fun going back and watching
Yeah.
the previous one that we did.
I think last week when he finished 3rd, we mentioned how much fun Tiger was having at that final
Yeah, he
table.
was having a lot of fun. Glad to see him on another final table. Know he was excited to be here. I'm sure we will see you on another one soon.
Yeah, 2 in a row, no slouch. That is not an easy task to complete, and here he is. We will definitely see some more of Tiger. Okay, so after the dust settles, Faker, the short stack, still the short stack, but he's got 1.3 million now.
17 big blinds on the nose.
Race.
Much better than the aforementioned 6 or 7 blinds that he was down to. And actually, he would have tripled up there. So
High Rollers Gambling says, I'm sure happy to see Viddy made it with the 400K he took from me.
yeah, he tripled up there, did Faker. So he must have got super, super low.
Yet none of the players that stacked me on a single one of my builds today are on this final table, so all those chips went for none.
Ah, they're here somewhere, buddy.
Well, they're on the table, indeed.
Deuce 5-9, top pair for Viddy.
A lot of times you will see an ace-10 lead out there, but Viddy is going to get to do the betting here with the top pair.
Our man Doug R in the chat, captain of Team Rao.
Wow, Rao.
What's up, Doug? Ace on the turn.
How did he know it was coming?
For a second there, I thought it was no float Friday, but float indeed. Catch that ace and go ahead and catch another just for funsies.
David's too smart to bet when an ace comes out, but now there's a second one out there. Let's see what Mickey decides to do here. You hate to check and lose any sort of value out of trip aces. But could he be deceptive one more time?
Yeah, I might go something like half pot here. Make it look like it's kind of bluffy, but kind of value-y as well.
Goes with 375, and he does get the call.
375 gets the call, yeah. Tough board there for Viddy.
That is just gross.
Nasty run out for his king 9, and Mickey takes down a nice pot.
Good bet sizing there from our 5 seat.
Mickey up to nearly 2.5 million now.
You should be here, Lo.
And that puts Viddy in the basement. 1.27 million for his stack, and he's in the big blind.
Just a minute and 45 seconds left in this blind level. And you get those biggins.
Crank it up. Let's get this party started.
See if Tim BB's a fan of the mumbler. Nope, he's not.
Left him mumbling a little bit as he threw that in the muck. Don't want no stinking 5-3.
Option.
Just a call. And Biddy's like, that smells suspicious.
Smells like Jack 4 versus Jack 9. All right. Viddy's got bottom pair here on this ace-queen jack flop. And he has the spade. So
The only spade.
now he's got a check mark with his flush. We go check, check again.
Playing a little slow. But we know he's not folding. Just 240 out there. Mickey does check. And it says David put a bet out there. Did indeed. The action's back over to Mickey.
300,000 here. Mickey just with third pair, but this flop went check, check. The turn went check, check. So third pair is kind of interesting here for Mickey.
Third pair, no spade, and those chips are going right back to their original owner.
Those two just swapped chippies.
Well played there from Mr. Viddy. And again, another good sizing. Those two players kind of feeling each other out right now.
50, 100, 100.
Blinds are up, 50, 100, 100.
Crank it up. Let's go. 50, 100,000.
Got about 150 folks watching, just a little over. Thank y'all for tuning in late on what was a Saturday night. It's now rolled
That's
into
right.
a Sunday morning.
It was 5th of July.
Hope y'all are enjoying this long, extended weekend.
Now it's happy 6th of July.
It's America's birthday weekend.
Still a party.
Still a party for this beautiful land.
Make sure you smash like for America's birthday.
That's right. If you like America, hit the like button right underneath your YouTube video. Or if you're watching on the Twitch or the Kick.
Yeah, and we probably got some folks watching not in
X.
America as well, by the way. So if you guys just like us, make sure you smash like. Eric needs the love.
After 3 bullets today, I could use a little.
Yep. He's
Little
got the
smashing of the
he's
like
got the
button.
3 bullet blues today.
The 3 bullet blues. AJ gonna get out of there with the dirtiest of diapers. AJ was mentioning to me that we always, compliment him on how nice he is, but what about how good he plays,
Well. Yeah, we're going to have to start doing that too. He keeps making these final tables.
No, the guy that actually said that the most was our boy Teak. When he made a final table, and he's like, my wife and everybody were like, man, y'all just say what a great time I am and how much fun I am in the room. And he's like, but then she asked me, she said, they never mention how good you play, though. He's like, so I guess I'm just the fun guy, huh? Teak's a great guy and a great player, as is our brother AJ there in the 9 seat.
Yeah, AJ's been on TCH Live final tables a few times lately, so he's cranked it up, man.
That's right. And, of course, Mr. David Viddy is the only person who's made
Should have took that over midnight bet earlier.
almost a win. He won one of our even bigger ones, and then he chopped another one. So he corrected me because I've been saying this whole time for the even bigger one tournament that we have not had
currently
a player win it more than once. So every month, somebody's winning 50, 60 plus $1,000 in our even bigger one tournaments, and he had to correct me. He said, well, I have. Early on, I've won 2.
Yeah, currently he's the only player that can.
He's got the trophy for one of
stake
them.
that claim.
And then he chopped the other one. So technically, without, the chop, he kind of got there. So we'll kind of give him a little credit. Partial credit.
And 9.
Like when you turn in your assignment and you forgot your name, you get partial credit once they figure out who you are.
Man, I tried that with the 7th graders 3 years ago. They went nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, you still got to write your name, guys. We're taking it back to 1994 when you had to write your name. they had no idea.
Heads up. Check on the dog.
These damn kids these days. Can't even write in cursive.
10-7 deuce. Pretty good flop for Faker. Knob here with a gut shot.
Gut shot and 5 million in chips.
An 8 could be interesting.
Can you check on the dog?
High Rollers Gambling TX
I'm sorry, 125.
has AJ locking up this win.
Taking AJ, huh?
We're good,
Okay.
right? No more.
Team AJ.
And the over-under for Brad Kogel to be on one of these final tables is
They're making an old rule over here now.
2025.
Well, you got to keep playing.
Wait, that's this year.
Got to keep playing in them. So, show up every Saturday. If you can win a big one over there in Fort Worth, you can win one here. Let's go, Brad. He's not even saying win one, though. He's just saying make the final table. Big old bet here from Mr. Faker. That puts 1 million chips out there in the pot.
This gnat is absolutely.
There is a gnat in here, not to be confused with a knit.
Where did it come from and why is it here?
I think it's floating around your citrus tea there.
It's floating around my eyeballs, driving me crazy.
Good hand there for Faker. He was really on live support there for a minute. Got that full double.
Yeah, he's trying to climb out
Actually.
of there.
Got that triple earlier. That's what he really got.
Yeah, triple up.
Negative free rolling.
That time he picks up a little profit out of his big blind.
Brad, I say you make a final table here at TCH by October. That is the month I say it happens. Late October.
Faker's going to rip it. All in with that king 9. 1.5 million. He's got enough chips to sting now.
Yeah, he did that earlier with the queen deuce, picking on the big blind next to him.
Yeah. And he got that jack high through from the cutoff, so he's working it over there. This time king 9, and he's in there.
Folds the jack 10. Sounds good, Brad. We got this.
Oh yeah, we'll come up with something fun. We can come up with something better than McBluffin.
Way better on that.
There you go. Streamlabs reminding everybody, help us get to 150 likes. That's ambitious.
Streamlabs, right on the money.
Got 163 watching, not all on YouTube, so
I think they know how many people are watching.
they're pretty fancy.
Kick, Twitch, YouTube, X, maybe even Facebook out there. Click like, give us a heart, whatever. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Heads up.
Queen 5-3. He needs to land something up against Mickey's deuces.
Yes, unfortunately, Kiwi did inform us that Poker Donkey Poo Poo has already been taken, so you cannot have that nickname.
25.
Tim does land the 5 with his Queen 5. The flop is 6-5-3, pardon me.
Call.
Queen on the turn, 2 pairs for Tim.
Didn't need it, but he's going to improve to 2 pair skis.
Check.
We see you, AJ. You see AJ look up into the camera right there? He stood up and looked right at us.
Did he give us the bird?
Nope.
Okay, good. Appreciate that.
Ryan's got the bird. It's a seagull. How
6 of clubs.
How about 3 pair?
1,
Tim B?
2, 3.
Not in love with that card.
Check. Check, check.
Check, check. Thought he might get his opponent to put something out there and
Oh, queen 6.
learns the bad news. The deuces do indeed loses sometimes.
There we go. Kiwi gave us permission if we want to give Brad Kogel the nickname of Donkey Poo Poo.
That's a good real with you.
Roman numerals 2, of course.
There you go. Okay, boys, we just block for you. Let's be behind.
You want to skin?
We're down to the final 6 players of 401 entries today. Massive turnout for the Saturday Freedom 40K, a special event for this 4th of July weekend here at Texas Card House, Dallas. Ace 10 for AJ.
350.
350. That is 3.5 times the blind here.
Yeah, a lot of viewers checking us out on some of the other streaming apps tonight.
Yeah.
So thank y'all very much for watching, wherever you're watching from. AJ going to take that one down. And if you're just tuning in, this tournament right here, our normal big one we do on the weekends, we increased it, calling this one the Freedom 40K. Normally it's a $360 buy-in every Saturday with $30K in guarantees. They dropped the buy-in down to $240, but they increased our guarantee to $40K. We went ahead and smashed that sucker, knocked it out of the park. $80,200 in the prize pool, 401 entries, and that's what we're playing for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. $16,340 up top. Our man Tim BB in the cutoff here is going to wake up with an ace jack.
Wait.
Definitely worthy of an open here. And Mickey with another pair. This time it's 5s. And he is going to make the call. He does have position. A lot of times you will see players this deep with the blinds this high will just let go those small pairs and not try to set mine, but does have position here. And hard to hit a pair in poker.
Take a little gander from the button. Deuce, deuce, 3. Pretty good flop for 5s. He may take another gander here. Definitely interested in his opponent now.
And his opponent checks.
Check.
And do you want to give your opponent a free card here if you think your 5s are good? That is what Mickey is mulling over right now.
Bet 225.
Mustache Mickey, that's the new name.
Mustache Mickey bets 225,000 here.
Says Tim BB, I must ask you a question. Do you have pocket 5s beat?
All right, Tim lays down ace-jack there. Nice play for both players.
Not hand for Mustache Mickey. And Mitchell A joining us. How you doing, Mr. Mitchell A? Mitchell A, if he had made the final table, would have blended in quite nicely with our queso colored table. He had a nice, beautiful yellow shirt on today.
He was rocking the queso.
Never got to be at the table with you today, Mr. Mitchell A.
I got to.
He's walking around.
He was pretty short when I got there, though. I wasn't able to revive Mitchell A much.
Well,
But
he might be out there playing right now
We
still.
did get to visit.
Not sure if he fired in the second tournament today, but shout out to our brother from another mother, friend of the chat,
4.
tournament crusher, Mr. Mitchell Anderson.
Thank you.
Rebel Poker back in the mix. All right, Viddy on the button. Says, I want to steal these blinds. He's going to get it through one. Can he get it through the big stack with just a queen 8? Now it's got a pretty uninspiring 6-4 offsuit. He's going to let it go. Nice steal there for Mr. Viddy.
Drats. How long has it been since you heard drats?
Blessing and a curse, brother.
Been a hot minute.
There's a look at those chip stacks. Knob still hanging out in the penthouse, 4.7 million. He was over 5 at one time. Faker in the big blind here. He's the shorty, but he tripled up not too long ago. Viddy's got ace-jack. He'll raise it up from the cutoff. AJ looking at 6s on the button.
He's like, this guy on my right keeps raising, and I've got a pair.
He's going to rip it, AJ. All in with the 6s, 1.8 million. He's in there.
And if David has it on his mind that AJ might be doing this with a small pair, he might put in the call, but this is going to put Viddy's tournament life at risk.
Yeah, AJ here still with plenty of chips. And Viddy with 1.6 behind here. Doesn't have to call off his chips with ace-jack, but definitely kind of worthy either way here, right? We've all been in this spot. You want to put your tournament lifeline on ace-jack.
Have a good night, Mr. Ryan. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, Ryan.
And while Viddy is in the tank here a little bit, 702 FMP says, y'all come visit TCH Social down in Austin and have some real fun.
Man, that's a good idea. That is a great idea. 702.
All right.
FMP.
AJ going to take that one down.
Yeah, Viddy decides to throw ace-jack in the muck. Nice pot there for AJ.
Yeah, of course, if he could see the cards, he might go ahead and take him up on his offer. We get to see the cards. Ace-jack super live against the 6s there.
We are still 6-handed. We could be in for a long one. We got to this final table at a bit of a late hour. So it took them all day to get to the final table from our 401 entries today. Now we're down to 6. Happy July 6th, everyone.
Rated 300.
We will mention here in just a second, too, speaking of TCH Social down in Austin, they've got a big series coming up.
Yeah, they do.
There you go.
Summer bashing.
So now I'm going to take that one down, and as promised, Summer Series coming to TCH Social in Austin starting in just a little over a week and a half. We got July 15th through the 28th. There's 16 trophy events, over 600,000 in guaranteed prize pools. They're also doing a Player of the Series award. You earn points for all the tournaments you play in. The top earner is going to get $10K, and then they're going to pay out all the other positions below that. But really good opportunity to go check out that new club that's been open for about a year almost, I think, down there in Austin, TCH Social.
I like trophies, but I like money more. I also like pocket kings.
Yeah.
And Nav is not wasting any time here. And look at that. He chased off ace queen.
What just happened?
So Nav is all in with his pocket kings.
And if he knew
Ugh.
all those aces were pretty dead there.
And Faker was on the button with ace queen and just didn't even think about it.
Just an open rip with the big stack with 2 kings. Scares off an ace queen. Wowzers. I know we call those ace magnets, but boy, maybe missed opportunity there for our 1 seat, Mr. Nav.
It's working over there. He's up to 5.37 million.
1, 4,
Yeah, possibly a missed opportunity there for everyone, right?
For sure. There was still
And of course, the ace queen could have doubled.
an ace out there
Yeah.
hiding in the weeds somewhere.
But all we can talk about is what really happened. Ace queen in him up. Nice pot for Knob.
Right at 300.
Big old button and a big old hand for Mr. Tim BB.
Ace
Makes it
king.
300, so 3x.
Yeah, he's been able to do plenty of marketing from that button spot for
Good.
hands like this, but
Good discipline fold by Mustachio with
Mustache.
that king 10
Mickey.
of spades.
Looks like about 9 minutes remaining in this level. 50,000, 100,000.
Kiwi's gonna single-handedly help us rename all of our hands
Yes,
tonight
she is.
with her own. So jacks are no longer jacks; they're jumping Jesuses, and now kings are killer kangaroos.
The down under nicknames coming at us.
I like the killer kangaroos.
Down under.
Have they made a movie about killer kangaroos? I think they should. There's a movie about killer rabbits. There's a movie about piranhas and sharks.
Yeah,
and
you could find one.
They should do a movie about some rabid kangaroos that go crazy and try to kill an entire island of folks. Or
Yeah.
maybe a continent.
Rate 250.
Especially the young one named Joey.
Takes out all of New Guinea. All right, Viddy's raising it up with that 7 deuce. He's ready to get this party started. AJ makes the call with 10-8. We get an 8-7-4 on the flop. Both players got a pair. Viddy's going to rip it with 7 deuce here.
And he wants a count. Top pair wants a count.
8, 9, 45.
He's like, did this guy really flop the joint right here? 5-6. Are you kidding me?
Wow, what a fun hand here.
And I know you guys are thinking snap call, but this is a very well-respected player here, Mr. Viddy. And AJ is like, is he just really getting out of line? Why is he just jamming right here? Right into me? I got top pair. So full inventory count here for AJ. What would this leave me with? And what are the pay jumps? That's what he's looking at behind him on the screen.
I feel like he really wants to, but we'll see which way he goes with this as he's trying to think it out.
702, that is the lovely Miss Tiffany in the box
What
tonight.
a move is correct from ADHD. Vidi bringing the 7-deuce heat here.
7-deuce game is not on.
Final table playing for some big dollar bills. 7-deuce in effect.
And AJ's like, would he really do this with anything other than a hand that...
We do clock on this one script too, right?
David not really loving the stare down, so he calls clock on the player. AJ really looking at him, and David's like, you know what? Let's just call the clock.
29.
What a hand. A lot of respect here from AJ to David. David's like, let's just get this show on the road. If I'm going to lose with 7-deuce, let's get it over with.
Yes.
Vidi does have that dog in him, boy.
Alright, you're gonna have 30 seconds to act on your
Hey,
hand.
take your time, though.
My bad.
It's a big, big spot for AJ. Big spot for both players. Vidi is at risk here.
30 seconds.
AJ calls.
You're on the clock. Hey. Thank you.
All right, the clock is on. Less than 30 seconds here for AJ. AJ looking at everyone for answers.
Can't phone a friend.
10 seconds.
I think he's going to fold.
Now he's leaning towards a fold. Yeah, I thought he was going to make a call earlier.
2, 1.
Wow, Vidi gets it through with the 7 Dewey. Got that dog in him. Doug, you settle down.
Let's go, David.
Somebody yells out, let's go AJ, and he, after folding that hand, just gives a thumbs up. And then somebody said, well, let's go David. Don't forget about the guy that just put on the big old bluff. 7-deuce.
On the live stream too.
Of course, David doesn't know that his opponent woke up with top pair there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, when you complete, right, and you defend your big blind with 10-8 suited and get that 8-high flop, you're like loving life.
I folded the button.
That's,
Yeah, I raised from the small one.
There you go. Tiff making sure the button is correct.
No, I'm button.
No, he's the button.
it's, yeah.
Okay, we good?
I didn't look, but
Keep dealing.
No, they didn't scan us. We're good, we're good.
All right, there we go.
Did you deal the button first? Did you deal you first?
No, it didn't.
No, everything's correct.
I didn't scan
The
us.
button also has a RFID chip in it, so
Yeah.
it,
The button got
helps
the-
us know where the button is. That way the action tracking can be done properly.
Oh, they gotta scan the button.
Players all commenting on the lovely purple flower in Tiffany's hair.
Tiffany knows how to do it. Look at chart for tonight's final table. Always looking sharp. When you see Tiffany play, she likes to get in a dress and have a little fun. And
Put yourself in that position of AJ there. You just had to fold top pair. You had the clock called on you. How you feeling right now, RJ? Have you moved on already? Have you let it go already?
I mean, if you tell yourself to let it go and move on, then it's easier.
You let it eat
got a
at you
shot.
let it eat at you for a couple of hands.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That one's. He's going to think about that one for a full orbit, probably. And not necessarily that he had clock called on him and all that. Just he wanted to make the call and didn't. So that's where that's going to stay in your head, right?
One of those chippies too. High rollers reminding us that there was a raise pre between the small and big, so that could have
Yeah.
added to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the only thing that saved him. And even then, like I say, when you defend and you call that raise from the big blind and get that perfect flop.
We'll have to remember that hand. What was that hand? 47? 3 hands ago.
Very tempting. And you need a couple of those to win one of these, right? I mean, If you're going to be a winner, you got to run good in spots like that.
Rated 250.
No, that's a great perspective. Hey, you're still alive. You still got chips. We don't know what would have come on turn and river. See, high roller letting us know that's what real poker players do. They move on.
Right. I don't have any problem with that either. Yeah, the only analyzing I would have is just that you could tell that he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all hard to fold top pair there.
5, 6, 8.
Juicy
spades
flop.
for Tim.
Open
Knob
ender.
is going to be open ended with his ace-7.
Nut spades for our 4-seat. And lots of chips
300.
between these two players. A 9 or a 4 of spades would be crazy. Are any of those cards available? Well, they're not available for Nav, of course.
Not even showing up.
Well, because those aren't outs for him, but those would be devastating cards. Let's see what our player with the flush draw and 3 million in chips himself decides to do.
Call.
Makes the call.
Queen of diamonds. No help to either player. Ace-10 here for Tim, holding all the equity up to 86%.
Yeah, tough spot here when you don't play aggressive with your flush draw. Now if you brick, opens up the door, but Nav is going to play it slow back. Oh, and it is the 9, but it's the 9 of clubs, and that is going to give Nav the straight. One of the few outs he could hit.
And we've seen Knob be very aggressive when he makes a hand. So we'll see how much he bets here.
Or if he tries to extract some value.
Check from Tim.
Tim does check.
1.25 in the pot.
Really good sizing there. Looks like I'm just trying to bet you off of it maybe.
Yeah.
You could actually get a call from an ace high here. I think there's just too much that beats you, but he could get a call.
I can do it before.
Go, David!
Thank you.
Yeah, come in. You're better.
Tim really taking his time here. 1.7 out there. Does make the correct fold. And he's going to show his hand. And where is our man Lego? Probably playing in the main event right now. He would say, tisk, tisk,
Tisk.
tisk. Don't show your hands.
Nice hand there for Knob. He's up over 6 million now. Tim in second place, 2.8.
Yeah, he's got more than a 2-to-1 chip lead on the next closest player.
Yeah, stacks 2, 3, 4, and 5 have all dwindled, while Knob and Faker have moved up a bit in chip count.
I don't know if Knob knows it's on him. There you go. Makes the fold.
I may have to get a 1 a.m. coffee.
How did he know Queen 8 of diamonds wasn't good enough for an open because the small blind has got the Redbirds?
Folds all the way around to Tim and his small blind, and he's looking at aces.
Min click-ish.
Radio 250.
250, a little more. Let's see what Mickey wakes up with. Yeah, he's like, you're picking on my big blind? I've got a king in my hand. And he will find out very soon if he decides to raise here. King high, no good.
Mickey's got that itch here.
Wow.
Itch went away. Good job.
Don't show it. Don't show it. Don't show it. There you go.
Nice lay down there from Mickey.
Tim B's been here before. Kiwi's going to be right back. Went to go get a drink, and RJ's going to go get us a couple of beverages.
I'm with Kiwi.
Yeah, Angry Ants. The new name for the Aces.
Right, 400.
Blinds did go up to 60, 120, 120. So under the gun is AJ, and he is going to raise it up and gladly take some chips back from Viddy. Getting close to 2 hours in. 6 of our finest players left remaining out of the field of 401 entries today. Yours truly fired 3 of those bullets today to no avail.
4 scan again, please. Used to realize
Well, ADHD wants to know, is it legal to eat an entire watermelon in one setting?
240.
It is. Watermelons do come in all sizes. You might want to start with a kiwi. Work your way up. Smaller seeds, too. I've been told by my family that I'm a terrorist because I don't like watermelon. I do like the kiwi. Watermelon, not so much, though. Sorry, guys. So we have a raise from Faker. Viddy realizes that he's faking and jams with the 4s. Like that jam, 4s may not be that strong of a hand, but if you know some of your players might be opening a little light, just trying to steal some blinds and maybe a little bit more interested in ladders up in the pay, you might be able to get them to fold. Even better hands than, of course, what Faker had there. So I like that play by Viddy. Know some of these players may just be raising light. Could get that one through. He thought about it, but says no.
Fumble.
He fumbled a chip and just said to heck with it. I'm not even going to try to complete this raise after all. Well played, Viddy.
Fumble and then still raise and then just like.
That is funny when that happens to players at a table if they're trying to stack chips for a raise and it just doesn't quite, you don't get a grasp of them the way that you originally wanted. It just makes things kind of awkward because everybody's staring at you trying to figure out what the hell you're doing, and now you're fumbling. And how you recoup from that.
He's not blind. Oh, that was smart.
Life tells, can be real, and that one is just like sometimes it's not really a tell. You're just like, I just accidentally dropped my chips, but now everybody's staring at me, and now I feel all awkward. So Viddy just said to hell with it. I'm not even going to try to raise on the button here.
Just a deal perfect. Don't have to scan, but it's still right. 250.
Viddy grabs the chips correctly this time. In position. 9 high like a boss.
Got it. Sorry.
And we got somebody joining us from Twitch wanting to know what the prizes are, so we'll put those back up there for you. Thanks for joining us. First place, $16,340, and that's, again, off of a $240 buy-in today. So if these players just fired one bullet today, it was a tournament that you could re-enter if you busted out early. That is quite the return on your investment.
Foreskin, please.
Our Saturday weekly tournaments usually a 30K guarantee because of the July 4th holiday weekend. They put a little something extra on there, guaranteed 40K, and they actually made the buy-in $120 cheaper than our normal $360 buy-in. So great incentive today, and we ended up with 401 entries in a one-day tournament. And Faker is all in again with another queen high while RJ celebrates that he killed the gnat in the room that has been tormenting us. Well done, Mr. Miyagi. And Faker gets another one through. That's got to be getting annoying for the player right on his left.
Right.
Every time he's in the big blind, Faker just jams.
Yeah, and Tim's been bleeding out a little bit, right? He got up to like 4 million at one point. He's down to 2.8. Final tables all around the room out there, by the way.
Okay.
The nightcap, the late nightcap is down to 4 players.
Okay.
And the 4 p.m. evening tournament.
Afternoon, yeah.
Afternoon, evening, yeah. That is down to heads-up action.
Awesome.
I saw Paul finish 3rd, so shout out to him. And Vicky is still in it.
VV?
VV.
In the afternoon one?
Yes.
Good for her.
Heads up against my man that I forgot his name. Anyway. Yeah, so they're going to battle it out. 6,000 up top for that one tonight. So that's plenty of cheddar. But in this one, regular sir asking what's tonight's first place prize in this bad boy.
We already got it.
It's like 16K or something.
16 plus.
First place prizes all around the room right now.
Uh-oh, Kiwi changed her icon. That is a beautiful Kiwi.
Well.
RJ and I would both eat that.
It's a good-looking Kiwi.
That's a really good-looking Kiwi right there. Wow. I can't stop staring at it.
Let's go to a flop. Jack 6-4.
It got a little hot in here.
Mickey landing top pair.
Bet 120.
Flopping top pair when you're down to six-handed feels pretty good, even if you've got kicker problems.
Yeah, especially in a situation where he's been bleeding out a little bit, and perhaps he checked that flop with intentions here. But Mickey kind of come out swinging, so might have changed his mind.
Nice hand there.
Aw, that's the cutest little Kiwi.
You think it's fuzzy on the outside? Kiwis are kind of fuzzy.
Yeah. Kind of resembles a Texas Longhorn. $60,000, $120,000. With that $120,000. Is that a word? 120,000?
No.
It is at 1 a.m. By golly.
Tim B thinking maybe I have a chance to steal some blinds myself. Got an ace. I got the button.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ride for Tim thus far at the final table. He has bled out a little bit, but he's been able to maintain a substantial chip stack over there.
Rut-row. And the jumping Jesuses for Vitty.
Blackjacks are out. So Tim raised the button here with his ace-7. We got danger in the hills here. Vitty in the big blind with pocket jacks.
Doesn't jam with the jiggities, just does put in a healthy raise. 825 though. That's pretty healthy. This is where that patience really does start to show for players. Like you mentioned, Tim's been bleeding a little bit, and now he's getting raised. Got to let those frustrations go in spots like this. Let's see if he can get away from it. AJ's ear is getting a little camera time. Yeah, it's definitely a good-sized bet. It's really making him think.
Yeah, 3-bet here put a little extra cheese on it. We talked about that earlier when we saw that coming in from 10s and jacks, and you know that.
And David's been pretty aggressive this last orbit, and that's got to be on the mind of Tim here. But ace-7 is just not very strong, facing not just a 3-bet, but a sizable 3-bet.
Yeah, and that's big enough that Tim would basically have to play for it all.
Does let it go.
Call there would have been half his chips.
And now Vitty, who had under $1 million in that 7-deuce hand where he jammed right in AJ's face there, now has over 2.4 million.
On the climb is Vitty.
Yeah, nice little run up for Mr. David, Mr. Vitty.
Yeah, that's good enough to put him third in stacks here.
Great job from our previous dealer, Miss Tiffany. And now we got Brandy.
Ladies' night for the Freedom 40K.
That's right.
Cannot wait for the break. I have to pee so bad.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Not that bad, though.
No, not that bad. It's 13 more minutes, right? With his stack, I might. I don't know. It's probably better to do with this stack anyway. I don't know. Maybe if there's an all-in.
All right, we're just hitting that 2-hour mark.
4 and 8.
This final table started out with the final 9.
All right, Tim in the cutoff, a big slick.
Patience rewarded now is going to wake up with a much better hand. Ace-king in the cutoff. And going to face no resistance there.
Oh yeah, give me 5,000.
Yeah, and even that one's going to feel pretty good there for Tim after a few turbulent hands. Takes down the blinds and antes, even if he had to have big slick to do it.
Well, shout out again to all our friends that have made it out to Vegas. I know a lot of
Vegas.
people have already come back from their World Series runs, but some of the folks went out there for for round 2 and even round 3.
Yeah, main event now.
Main event going on.
Fully firing.
So good luck to all those folks playing in the main event. A lot of other tournaments obviously going on out there as well. Tim BB gonna wake up with another hand here. Couple of tanks. 10s.
I enjoyed a sweat yesterday. Friend of TCH Live, Ashley Frank, finished 19th out of 7,000 entries for a very nice prize of 20 grand.
Where was that?
WSOP event number 80, the $800 summer celebration.
Kick ass, Ashley. All right, Tim BB going to take another one down. Well, July is upon us. The following month, actually 2 months later, September, we will kick off this bad boy, the Trailblazer Poker Tour Season Part 2. We had over 7 million in prizes last year. That event's going to go on from September 25th to October 14th. So put that on your calendar for the next big series coming through. DFW, both Las Colinas and TCH Dallas will be hosting events. Not sure if the full schedule is out yet. Probably not, but keep checking the calendar for that. A lot of great events coming up in September. Knob's been a little quiet, so he's going to try to steal some blinds here. Uh-oh. Timing is impeccable.
Yeah, Ray's here from Knob. He's bumped it up with the 10-9 offsuit. Faker in the big blind with kings.
And stuff it is what you do with that hand.
Stuffed indeed. He's in there all in with the kings.
Wow. I mentioned patience, so sometimes people get bored.
All right.
Boredom is going to get the 10-9 to make a call here.
Knob ready to do it. He's making the call with 10-9. He's going to try to crack the kings.
Faker welcomes this call, though. Let's see if he can hold.
King in the window. A queen here is a live gutter ball out for 9-10. Only a queen would change it here.
4 outs, 1 time, and that is not going to do it.
No queen. Top set for kings. Full double up for Faker.
Now, obviously, Nav still has 4.42, but really wanted to get the knockout there and just ran right into it.
Well, a lot of heart there because he definitely went for it, right? Raised with that 9-10, gets 3-bet and says, let's do this thing.
So Faker, who at one time was down to 600,000 at our final table, had just 10 big blinds at the time, now has 2.7 million. So Brandy's going to get this pot right. And we'll remind you what's coming up down there in Austin. So just a week and a half away, July 15th through the 28th. Had a little bit of chat from our friends down in Austin already tonight. So go join the folks down in Austin. I've heard
they've invited us.
They've invited us. I've heard that club is beautiful, great restaurant, bar. Says it has a really good sports bar feel. There's TVs everywhere. I've seen pictures. It just looks absolutely beautiful. 16 trophy events, over 600K in guaranteed prize pools. You know we're going to crush that. And they're doing a player of the series event as well. So if you want to spend some time for a couple weeks down in Austin and have your shot at an extra 10K on top for being the top point earner, get your booty down there. Get your gambling pants or shorts since it's summer.
It is the summer series.
Doesn't feel like summer because it's been 80 degrees this week.
Got any trophy kiwis down there? Let's go.
Ought to be a good time down there, though.
Yeah, it's been a little mild this week. Boy, it's humid, though. Holy smokes. These little showers come through and just turn your hands into stickiness.
I see what you did there, ADHD. Not all these dealers look like the two that we've had on tonight, so I'm not sure you really want to be in a pool with all of our dealers. But I see what you did right there. Killer Kangaroos do strike again. I'm telling you, that would be a good scary movie. And there are some great videos out there on the internet of people having to fight kangaroos.
Yeah. I got stuck down that dumb rabbit hole just the other day.
Of fighting kangaroos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That guy that has to protect his dog from that kangaroo?
Yep, seen that one.
Oh, yeah. Honey, you'd never believe what I did today. I had to bitch slap a kangaroo.
AJ's going to raise it up here with ace 10 from the hijack.
He was picking on Jake, and I had to punch him.
Those are my shoes.
AJ going to get that one through. Got to feel good. Bet he's already forgot about that 10-8 hand he folded.
Yeah, he has. It's been like 2 orbits now. He's stacking some chips. He's feeling good now. So, yeah, things have changed here this last couple of orbits. Mickey now the short stack at 1.7 million. Biddy has climbed up just a bit. Faker all the way up to our 3rd stack now.
Say it ain't so. Mitch, are you saying you lost with kings 4 times today? Vomit.
Yeah, I heard him mention something about that at the table, as a matter of fact.
Oh, fantastic. Trent coming in clutch. Says there's a 2021 movie called Rue about a killer kangaroo. And I bet it's awful. Right up there with Cocaine Bear.
There you go. We got something to watch tonight. Wait, tomorrow, because it's getting pretty late. Rue it is. Come over, bring the pizza. AJ's got King Jack suited. He's going to raise it to 280,000. That's going to get through as well. So now AJ picking up a little steam here through this orbit. Now he's in the big blind. I wonder if New Guinea was in any danger in the movie Rue.
Ignore that text. I'm supposed to go to Brad.
All right, now I'm looking at 6-7, thinking about getting in there. Yeah, I think Nov's just itching to get in there right now. Well, it's late. It's 1 a.m. live time here. It's been playing since the wee hours of the morning. So, yeah, these guys, mental fatigue is real. You never know where their mind is. All right, Vinny going to raise it up from the small blind with ace-8. AJ defending in his big blind with queen-10. Makes the call. 3-4-3. Pretty good flop for ace-high here.
Player stacks even. Biddy knows that is not a board that should connect very often with a hand that AJ continued with.
AJ ready to float here. He wants to see a turn. 6 of spades.
These two are ready to play against each other. Wow, check back. Who wants it?
Jack of hearts here on the river. We finally get a letter. See if anyone tries to take advantage of that.
Queen high could be good at showdown, but it is not in this case.
Check, check. Ace high, good.
Ace high, good. Well, Mitch, you had them 6 more times than I had today.
He did have ace king, Mitch.
I did have ace king. We already talked about that,
Oh.
man. Thanks for bringing it back up.
Oh, yeah.
And that is crazy. There is a 2021 movie called Rue. It says wildlife rescuer Sarah inadvertently enters the territory of massive bloodthirsty kangaroo while returning an injured wallaby,
Poor little guy.
Oh, you can't make this up.
Poor
Trent,
little cute wallaby got hurt.
Trent came in clutch with that one.
Good looking out, Trent.
Good looking out. There really is a movie called Roo. That was also a cute little cartoon kangaroo, but not this one. This was a bloodthirsty one. Remember Roo from Winnie the Pooh?
Aw. I do remember Roo.
Biddy fresh off of the ace high win. He's going to go ahead and try to steal some blinds again. 275 is the raise. And Nav, maybe still a little bit bored. Going to get after it with Jackie Robinson.
Deuce 4 clubs.
Suited. Don't steal my blinds.
Suited and almost canuted. King 3, 10. Deuce 4 missed, as it often does.
Wow, check back. And Biddy going to land a pair. Club draw, though, now for Nav. In the lead out is going to send off a little bit of an alarm bell to Biddy. But he's like, I'm not folding a pair here. Not going to give him credit for a king or a 10 after checking. And wow, the club gets there.
Hello, Clubby.
Let's see.
Mama left the back door open. Knob's going to get the check mark here. Here goes check, check.
How about a flushy flush? Tried to play a little tricky there on the river, get Vinny to fire, hoping maybe hit an ace.
There we go.
I like the play from Nav. Didn't get paid off on it.
Yeah, now Knob's back in it. And it looks like the players have made it to a break.
They're going to take a 6-minute break. So 7:02, you've got 6 minutes to think about Tiffany. This is Brandy. This is the lovely Miss Brandy now in the box. It is ladies' night here at TCH in the dealer box. So yeah, last week we had hashtag Row. Now we got hashtag Roo for the killer kangaroos that have been the hot.
I was thinking the same thing, Doug.
The hot hand.
I sure was.
Shout out to our buddy that was here last week, though, Mr. Rao.
Another shout out for Rao. Absolutely. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Second place finished last week. And
reminder, second place last week wasn't like second place this week. Second place was for a whole lot of cheddar. 48,000.
48,000, yes. Second place.
Because it was the even bigger one tournament. Our buddy Sias won 71,000 first place. A heads-up battle between he and Rao. Well, we were told that we have faces for radio. We're going to bless you guys with the beautiful faces here.
I got to wake up.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Sponsored by
TCH.
Coke Zero and Vanilla Latte.
Vanilla Latte. Salud.
Cheers to my man, Mr. RJ Dupree. I am Eric Van Loosen. We are having a blast on a Saturday night, July 4th weekend. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America. We're hitting the caffeine here because it is a little past 1 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to get through this final table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players remaining. 401 entries today in the Freedom 40K.
Speaking of beautiful ladies,
I
got to play today with this beautiful lady right here.
That's Becca.
Miss Rebecca Thompson.
Yes.
Reminder that Tuesdays, she puts on a Big O game. That is a 5-card high-low. It's a 2-5 game with a mandatory $10 button straddle with ultimate last action. So that gets juicy. You can RSVP for a reserved seat. I guess you just call in, put your name in Poker Atlas to do that. On Thursdays, she hosts a Dramaha game. I don't know much about it. I just know it combines draw and Omaha.
That's true.
Clearly. Dramaha High and Dramaha Deuce through 7. So if you're wanting to play any of these sort of mixed games, Big O on Tuesdays or Thursdays, Dramaha, and that is Rebecca's game that she hosts at 1 p.m. A lot of folks are wanting to learn some new games, so if you've got that itch, come on out. Play with the lovely Miss Rebecca Thompson.
Big O and Dramaha, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Texas Card House, Dallas.
And while I got my phone out, I could see where Rebecca finished today. I'm not sure if she cashed or not. She definitely outlasted me on the tables. As I mentioned, I finished 63rd, about 15 spots out of the money.
I saw Becca out there today. I saw Law out there today.
Fantastic. 2 of our TCH ambassadors. And if you want to know how to play on our cash streams, again, speaking of lovely ladies, this is the lady that you would contact, Miss Mallory, Malpal. She's been out in Vegas. Good luck out there, Mallory. But this Tuesday night, we'll be back to our cash streams. RJ and I are always joined by our buddy, Aaron Money McAvoy.
Words are hards. Good luck to him out in Vegas as well.
He's also out in Vegas firing in the main event. But cash streams on Tuesday nights here at TCH Dallas. Mallory puts these lineups together. Give her a shout if you're wanting to play on TCH Live Dallas location. And let me get in here real quick and see where Miss Rebecca finished. Tourneys, live clocks. Thankfully, Poker Atlas still lets me do this.
Felipe.
The man.
The man. The magnificent tournament director tonight.
Rebecca did cash today. She finished in 35th. So she is somebody who plays for a living, but mostly plays the mixed games. But she decided this was such a cool event today, an opportunity. She wanted to splash around in this. And
She'll
she
jump
did finish
in some tournaments from time to time.
She finished 35th and, you know, pretty much doubled her buy-in there. A little more than. So good for her. And, of course, my man I mentioned
Chocolate
earlier,
Thunder right there next
Chocolate
to her.
Thunder finished in 34th.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, shout out to all the folks that played today. It was a really great event. 401 people were in this today, and we are with our final 6. They're about to come back to the table in just 2 minutes to get after it.
Yeah, this morning around 9 a.m., the managers were discussing the logistics of getting through what could be a packed house. One of them said, we might get 400 players today. And the other one said, you crazy.
And we got 401.
401.
Yep. Little Shorty was number 401. I saw her come in.
Yeah, I saw her when she was buying her registration or whatever. And I didn't think she was going to make it, to be honest.
She made it.
She made it.
401, and somebody was excited because they bet that it was going to go over 400. And she was the one that made it 401.
400 definitely seemed to be the total line number today. 401.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So players are going to be coming back to blinds at 75,000, 150, 150.
All right, so we're going to have 2 shorties at that mark.
Yeah, that's AJ's going to be right over 10 big blinds, as is Mickey. So we're in that danger zone. AJ has just had the button pass him, or he's on the button, excuse me.
Yeah, and
blinds will be coming around to Mickey very soon. So Mickey's going to have to put 300,000 in just a couple hands in the pot. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a blind level where you're going to see some stacks get in.
We're going to turn it up a little bit for sure.
Turn
at
up the heat.
150,000.
Turning up the heat. And we're going to put those prizes up again.
375,000.
These guys got $3,300 locked up. That is 6th place money. Big prize, though, up top. $16,340. What kind of car do you think you can get, RJ, for $16,000? I'm about to ask Siri.
Oh, you can get a decent Honda Civic.
Hey Siri, what kind of car can you buy for $16,340?
Let's see what Siri suggests.
Siri says you can buy a 2015 Nissan Sentra.
Ooh, I almost went down that path.
Sport version with 117,000 miles on it for under 20K, right there.
Yeah.
In that range.
I almost went that path, but yeah, Honda Civic.
Whoa.
Nissan.
You can actually buy a 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport with only 61,000 miles on it for under that. So
what?
Heck yeah.
Fresh out of a flood or what?
Yeah, it
Where's
must
that thing been?
Must be. GMC Canyon truck.
Okay.
For 16,000.
It looks like we're back to action, by the way.
Players, not all of them made it back, and look at that.
Not all the players were back. We're not back, and AJ's picking up pots with kings.
AJ's going to kill us for that one. Killer Kangaroos.
Killer Kangaroos are out again.
My bad.
Well, AJ needed that start here after the break.
Yeah, not all the players were back, but clock was running. AJ woke up with a couple of kings on the button.
We're in here car shopping.
Like a couple of knuckleheads, like it's 1 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Thank you, Brad. Big ultimate energy.
All right, now I'm trying to sneak in a limp here on the button. Jack 10 offsuit. Tim's got queen 3 in the big blind, so he will check it. Suffice to the limp. 7, 9, 4, 2 spades. Nah, bingo, bango on the 10 ball here on the turn.
That's going to pretty much lock that bad boy up. 97% equity. As only 2 queens remain that can give Tim the winning hand, and we can see that one of them is in the muck. A true one-outer here for Tim B. Doug's over there hating on the Ultimas. I just sold my Ultima last year.
Yeah, you did.
She was a beaut. I downsized from my 2015 Ram 4x4 to an Ultima.
Now you're back in a truck.
I'm back in a truck. But man, that Ultima, she could cook. She had V6 in her.
Man, some of my favorite vehicles were just like a decent small truck.
But I found myself with big Ultima energy quite often.
Yeah.
That little sucker could cook, I'm telling you.
I don't need any extra big energy.
Uh-oh. 6.
6 of spades is up. That card's going to be the burn.
6 did a cartwheel.
150.
No problem when that happens. Just throw it. It's the burn card. Player gets a new card.
Players just went on break, but
Still out running around here.
yeah, he's hauling bananas.
Yeah, it seems like the rail's been active tonight. We don't necessarily see it, but it's definitely there, picking on the players here and there.
Tim B. Got the suited 6-9er. Queen 7. Oh, yeah. I wonder which card was which, because he might have had pocket 6s there.
Yeah, was that to Tim or Mickey? Okay, I don't
Tim.
remember. It was Tim.
Yeah.
Ace, King, Jack, a big old flop here. Gonna
Yeah.
scare both players.
Neither player wants to give the other credit for any of those cards that are out there. So the one that bets will most likely take this down, unless
Yeah.
Tim decides to get a little squirrely here.
Position betting could matter.
And he does. He wants to see another card, maybe a spade.
Check raising or a little stop and pop. Could we see the stop and pop? Tim just calls here on the flop.
Now, when you brick, do you start to try to represent something here?
Got to lead out with the stop and pop.
No,
he
does
checked
not.
it. Slowing down a bit.
So it's going to be really tough to take this down from this point on. Well, he gets a check back, though. They may open the door. And not a good card for the 9-6 to start trying to bluff at. As Mickey now has the stone cold
Mickey's
nits.
ran into the nuts.
And bluff he does. Fortunately, it is a small bet. And now we're looking at stacks because we're about to hammer you. And here is the sizing, and we're going to get maybe a little saving face here for Tim B.
The 6-9 card funeral, as Eric likes to call it.
Slow death. Little memorial service. Now he's looking at his chips. Unless this is a complete card read error, this is just a little saving face because we're holding a 9 high. Mickey has left himself crumbs behind.
Tim has done a good job when playing his hands with not a lot of holdings. Before he folds, he does make it look pretty good.
Did you see who just appeared on camera?
No.
The young lady we were just talking about, Miss Shorty.
Hi, Shorty.
Our entry number 401 today. This has to be a card read error. What are we doing here? We have a 9 high. Is 9 high ever good for 775,000 chippies? All right. Moving on. Mickey and the stash are going to take down a nice hand there. He's chipped back up over 2 million.
Nice hand, nice hand. Still about 150 viewers with us at this late hour. Thank you guys for hanging out late with us tonight. Thank you to everyone watching throughout the week. Shout out to all you guys. Y'all the real MVPs. Smash that like button while you're here.
Amen, Kiwi. That's what we were thinking.
5-4 versus 5-7. Biddy's going to bump it up, take it down. Mickey tried to sneak that limp in there, but Biddy would have none of it. Still 20 minutes remaining here at this level, 75, 150,000. There's a look at those chip stacks. $260 buy-in today. Down to 6 players of our 401 entries. Adam's still here.
He's a fan of the stash.
For sure.
He's rocking a healthy one himself.
Team Stash represented in the chat.
He's no longer allowed anywhere near a school or a Chuck E. Cheese, but he is rocking the stash. I kid, of course I kid. The stash is back, man. We went a few decades where us white boys just couldn't rock stashes. It just wasn't cool. It's like stopped right after Tom Selleck. But then, boom, it's back. And you got these kids in their 20s now rocking the stash. AJ is all in. And Mickey not loving it. He's got an ace, but it's got a deuce with it. Heck yeah, Sundar. Thank you, man. We're still trying to have fun.
He's talking to me.
in some jean shorts.
True that, Adam. Cheers to that. I wish as well. All right, Mickey throws ace deuce in the muck.
AJ going to take that one down.
Yeah, well needed 550,000 there for AJ.
Now that's pretty cool. Mr. Joshua Bowles drove all the way from Canton, Texas, home of the world's biggest flea market, I believe. Played the 240 today, busted, so he jumped in the 175 and cashed, and he's already back home. Barely hold his eyes open, he said. Good luck and
there
good
you
night.
go.
Well, we are excited that you made it, not only all the way out here, but you made it back home safely.
That's right.
That's the key.
That's a heck of a day there, Josh.
Hope you had a good time.
Well done. Enjoy your rest. Now, which one is Canton? Canton is... I get my C-towns mixed up, Eric.
I just told you. Biggest flea market.
I know. We've talked about it before. Where is it?
East of Dallas. About an hour and a half, I think. Before you get out to Tyler and all that.
Yeah, because I think we were talking about Canton out east compared to Canyon out west.
Texas, yeah.
Very
different.
Not close to each other, yeah.
Close in spelling.
Yeah.
Not in location. Knob going to take that one down.
Top pair good. Yeah, I believe Canyon is a suburb of Amarillo. Not far from there. It's way out there.
$1:30 in the morning almost, folks. We've been playing since 10 a.m. today. Unless these players came in late and late-regged. That is a long day of poker. But there's a big prize up top today for the $240 buy, and they're playing for over $16,000.
Some rags around the rail this time. Knob's got a little bit of something. He's got ace-9.
Six-handed ace-9, usually pretty good.
He raised it up. Faker went all in for $2.1 million last time this happened.
Faker had the kings. Knob called with a 9-10 offsuit. This time he does have an ace.
Yeah, this time he's in much better spot if he chooses to go with this ace-9.
And if he could see what we could see, he would feel pretty comfortable now with the ace-9, but he does decide to let it go. Gives a little respect over there to Faker. Knows he's only a faker in name. He's been ripping it with some pretty darn good hands. And he is now second in chips. First time we could say that about Faker, who was down to just 10 big blinds earlier and only 600K.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure when he tripled up there, it got him to like 18 big blinds. So he had to be in single digits at one time.
And oddly enough, he's second in chips and only at 17 big blinds right now. So we're at those levels where we're going to start seeing a lot of jams.
Yeah, this next level should be full chaos if they can't get anything done in this level. AJ's going to raise it up 525,000 with pocket nines.
So should we pop the question now?
Yeah.
It's hand 74, folks. What hand are we going to get down to heads-up play after? Hand 74, we're still six-handed, but blinds are going up.
Yeah, the way this table's been, it's an interesting question tonight. Could kind of be all over the yard.
I'm going to say hand 127.
Yeah.
That's 52 more hands before we get to heads-up play. Almost 10 laps of the button.
Yeah. I feel like there could be some stress on these shorties coming. But, man, they've been battling it out very strong so far. The grind is real. King Jack here for Nav.
Wow. Even though he's second in chips, Faker says, I'm going all in.
Yeah, still ripping those 17 blinds right now. He has ace-9 suited on the button.
Ooh-wee.
Mickey has ace-queen in the big blind.
Collision indeed.
This could be some action.
Can I take back what I just said about 127 hands? It's a good heads up.
I'm going to stay with my 105. 105 is what I was thinking. I'll stay with that.
RJ says a hand number 105 will be the last hand before heads up play. I said 127. I'll stick to it. What do you guys think in the chat? We got a big one here. Ace,
All right.
queen.
Mickey all in. Officially, Mickey's going to be the one at risk here.
Mickey is at risk, trying to avoid the parking lot with the parking lot hand. He is in the lead, though.
Ace-queen, it's red, taking on ace-9 of clubs. We get a flop ace-8 king, 1 club. 7 of spades, only
Needs a 9er.
a 9 could change it here. A couple chop opportunities out there now. King is not one of them. Queen will play here as the kicker, so Mickey gets the full double up.
Congratulations to Mickey for the full double and to Brad for telling the worst joke we've ever heard. What is a poker player's favorite dessert? A flop tart.
Evil cousin of the Pop-Tart. I get it.
Bad joke, Brad. Bad joke, Brad. Boo.
You know what's booing? My eyes are starting to boo at me.
What time did you start this morning? 9?
9. I was dealing at 9 a.m.,
Goodness.
which is like crazy early for me. Felt good to get up and around, but now that it's 1:30 in the morning, it's not feeling any good anymore.
All right, so no elimination there. Faker did get down under 10 big blinds. He still got just shy of $1 million. Big hand there for Mickey, who's now at 3.4.
So yeah, they basically swapped spots there.
I love that hand in a cash game. Love the 7-5 suited.
Heads up.
Gonna go to a flop here, though.
Check. 65 check.
10-7 making a straight. That is an 8 on the turn, yes? Yeah. Now both players making a straight. This could get interesting. So,
This is bad news for
so
Viddy.
Viddy's got the little straight. Mickey's got a bigger one.
5 bets, 400.
And what a bet here from Mickey. Just comes out for 400,000.
This is bad news, Bears.
8 raises to 800.
And Viddy does raise it up, 800,000. Mickey's just going to call here, spooked by the paired board. And Viddy finds the bad news. Men click there on the river for full value and straight over straight. Nastiness. Carnage.
And Viddy somehow
Mickey the victor.
still has 825,000 in his stack. That could have gotten really bad, and he could have been on his way out the door. But instead, he is alive. Wow. What a river card for those two hands.
Yeah, wow. We have a couple big hands there for Mickey. He's up to 4.58 million now.
Yeah, I think if Mickey would have really looked at Viddy's stack and realized that he just didn't have much left, he would have just gone for it all.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just spooked by the board being paired and the min click there that he just kind of insta-auto called.
Wow, that is
Still a good pot, though. Still pretty juicy. 4.58 million in Mickey's stack now. But yeah,
little monsters under the Betty.
the eliminations are far and few between. But Faker has ripped it. He's all in. He's got an ace and an 8.
He's had some pretty solid hands to do this with. Going with it with the ace-8. And now Vidi is like, you know what? I don't know if my hand's going to improve much. 2 cards are live. Of course, you don't want to be up against an ace.
Yeah, and we've seen him kick and scream a little bit when he gets low. He will be willing to get him in there with some interesting spots. But chooses not to here with this king-9. AJ's 8 high, so that's not going to cut it.
Good fold there for Vidi. Now he's got the button and at least a couple of free hands to try to find something. Just 750 left in his stack. Do the math, folks. That is 5 big blinds. So David looking for a spot. He's got it chip stacked in one little stack there, ready to jam. Faker going to take the initiative.
Speaking of,
his 10 big blinds. He does have a pair of pocket 9s.
a little dusty around the rail all the way over to the big blind, and that's dusty as well.
I think I saw Max 1 over for any of the players
Yeah.
at the table.
That one was quiet. Kiwi talking smack. It's just a lovely little 6:30 p.m. Sunday evening dinner there. While we're shotgunning caffeine drinks in here.
Trying our best to stay alert.
9 scan.
Vidi
All
is
right.
going to get after it.
Yeah, the rips keep coming. This time it's Vidi. He's all in.
Looking down at a 7-3. Some of these other stacks just aren't going to have enough to feel comfortable, though, with that 5 big blinds.
Faker's got a king 10 suited here. That's something to think about.
Can't let just the big stacks do all the heavy lifting. Sometimes you got to knock a player out yourself, but does he want to get it all in with just a king high? He'd be swapping spots with Vidi. This is tough. Yeah, he's going to let it go. And now Vidi's going to get a little extra something to go with his next jam. Doug, we said caffeine.
Why, Ike, whatever do you mean?
Caffeine is RJ and I's form of toot. It's the only kind of toot we do here in his booth.
Still 6 players.
4 scan.
We've been 6-handed for a hot minute here.
Vidi finding another suited little gapper there.
6-4 diamonds. Ships it.
Yeah, now he's got over $1 million, and AJ's like, son of a gun.
Another one. Stuck in middle position here for AJ. Another spot where he could get in there if he was.
Yeah, this is ICM.
last.
These are serious ladders these players are thinking about. They don't just want to surrender $1 million in chips. And unfortunately for AJ, he's got that huge stack on his left. Wow, so Vidi is going to get it through with a 7-3 and a 6-4. What a boss. Let's go. So here's the pay jumps. You know, if you're wondering how the heck are you folding King Queen here? Well,
Yeah, real money.
$1,100 from 6th to 5th. You know, then you go another 1,200, and you're going up 2,500.
Yeah.
And it's up from there. So
yeah, and King Queen in middle position can get smacked out of there by somebody behind him real quick.
So we've got 3 players now with 10 big blinds or under. And you've got a player like AJ who just doesn't want to swap spots with him. Now we've got our chip leader who has about, what, 33 big blinds?
Yeah, Nav done a nice job maintaining over there. He's still got 4.5 million or so. Been over 5 million a couple times, but
he's going to take that down and get himself back over 5 million.
Really slowed down here the last half of tonight's final table, but able to maintain a substantial chip lead. So,
well, guess what's happening in 2.5 minutes, RJ?
Blinds are going up.
Blinds are going up again, yeah. So Nav here now has 35 big blinds. You've got 3 players just for 2.5 more minutes have 10 big blinds. So 3 players really needing to make some moves here.
Yeah, I would think it's going to be showtime here very, very quickly.
And honestly, Nav can really start being aggressive with hands like this right here.
Suited ace, definitely want to open up here.
And he does. He goes 4x, 600,000. And here we go, 10 big blinds for Tim.
Folds around, picking on all the shorties. Nobody could jump, but he
and you're thinking,
down.
Wait, Fiddy's willing to shove with 7-3 suited and 6-4 suited, but not the 9-8 suited. What the hell?
Yeah, and
he's pushing the action.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, calling.
Big difference.
Yeah, calling a shove in that spot is much different than just throwing down with some players behind you that you don't think can call.
Fiddy definitely does have the patience part of the game down that so many of us can kind of struggle with. That makes players not want to play tournaments. And that's why he's made deep runs in so many of our big tournaments. All right, Battle of the Blinds. Jack 10 is definitely worth it. So Fiddy survives that round. He's got the button now.
Yeah, so if you look at the shorties here by their seat number, you're looking at 3, 4, 8, and 9, all running pretty low. So keep an eye on those blinds as they go through those positions.
Yep, last hand at this level. Baker just tossing the ace-5 in the mug. 9 big blinds. It says Tim raised. This is actually Mickey that's raising. There we go. All right, fair fight here. King Jack Diamonds versus the threes.
Yeah, Mickey raised it up 300,000. That's a min click. AJ hanging around with that King Jack of Diamonds.
Yeah, started the hand with right at 2 million.
Let's go to a flop. Not much help for King Jack.
And he quickly checks. I think Mickey's probably going to pick up on that. Put a bet out there.
Almost as good as you could ask for here with the pocket threes. Queen deuce 4 is the flop.
Not much that you beat here. And so he lets it go.
Blinds are up. 100, 200, 200.
Kiwi's got a new name for the threes.
Blinds are up $200.
Barbecue crabs.
Barbecue crabs. I like it.
Five raises to 450.
Mickey now starting to use his pretty big chip stack relative to the shorties.
Three is all in.
Opening it up with a king deuce suited, and now kind of in that spot where he's like, I really don't want to double this guy up, but
1,120,000.
he is going to make the call. Not necessarily an auto call.
All right, we're going to do it. Faker at risk with his pocket sixes. Mickey trying to get the knockout with king deuce of clubs.
I think he opened for 450. Bet was 1.12 million. He had to put another 700,000 in to make this call.
Queen 10-8. One club. Cameras are going crazy here.
Yeah, those scanners are starting to react a little crazy. They're tired too, evidently.
Right.
Uh-oh. We got some chop outs.
8 of diamonds pairs the board here.
I said chop outs, I mean counterfeit outs.
King
Oh,
on the river, and that is
goodness.
going to knock out Faker. Sixes were holding until the last card. And the king of spades comes out there. Sweet run from Faker tonight. He's going to finish in 6th place, a prize of $3,300. Pretty juicy prize for a $240 buy-in, outlasting a whole bunch of folks out of this 401 entries.
All right, well, the power of the stash gets these players to now have 4,250 locked up as he's going to eliminate our man over there in the 3 seat.
We're 5-handed now. And still, AJ, Viddy, and Tim running awful short. Tim now, the shortest stack in the game. He's in the small blind.
Mitch says he's still watching, pulling for Viddy and AJ still. Emily has faded. She's crashed on him, and he's nibbling on some Newtons. It's not a cookie. It's a Newton.
Just nibbling.
Just nibbling on a Newton. I think you could throw a Fig Newton outside and it would still be in the same shape in like 20 years.
Like a Big Mac, huh?
I mean, something else is going to eat it, obviously, but, you know, those things never die. Viddy's going to fold. AJ's going to fold. We're 5-handed now.
Now let's go with the ace deuce there. Tim, 7-4 suited. Does not want to mess with 7-4 suited.
My 7 high. Huh? You beat my 7 high? By 1 pip. 1 pip?
1 pip. 7 high. Tim asking Mickey if he was better in 7 high, and Mick said, yeah, by 1 pip. I had 8 high.
Big old blinds, though. 500,000 in the middle, every hand now.
Jack 9 suited under the gun when you're running pretty low here, knowing that double taxation is coming.
Speaking of running into it, there are those Cowboys that we keep seeing. Ace Jack was folded. Wow.
All right, Jack 9 of diamonds for AJ. He's all in. Knob's going to overship, make the call, whatever he did there. With those pocket kings, AJ's going to be at risk.
Oh, my
Holy
goodness.
smokes, look at that flop. Jack.
One king has been
9 of
folded.
diamonds finds this flop of 9, 9, 10.
What a jack.
Can't hit a jack. It's got to be the last king.
Jack ball, and that's going to be a full house for AJ.
Goodness gracious, what a hand.
The kings will make a straight, but that's not going to do.
He threw it down and said, it's my favorite hand.
AJ filled her up.
AJ, if I'm at a table with you and you say another hand is your favorite hand, I'm calling you out, buddy. Jack 9 it is. Jack 9 it is for the double.
Well, it's his favorite hand for now.
And it's a little more than a double because there was some extra cheddar out
That's right.
there.
That's a big double up right there.
There was an extra 500,000 out there just in blinds. So huge hand as AJ's now jumped all the way up to second place, has just under 4 million. What a hand, folks.
All right, AJ now in second place.
The power of the Fig Newton for Mitch.
And Nav has dropped to third place here. So
Whoa.
that's significant to his stack.
Hand number 89.
First time we've had a new chip leader here tonight, possibly all night. Nav was trying to go coast to coast, I think.
And Mickey has a pretty good size now, 6.15 on the button. Big hand.
Yeah, he's got Shorty Vitty behind him.
And they just saw him raise earlier with King Deuce. So
Yeah, Vitty's going to ship it here with pocket threes.
let's get it in with a pair.
AJ just doubled up, and he's got a diaper, so that's not going to work.
It's your favorite hand. I'm okay.
Does make the call.
All in here for Vitty. Mickey makes the call with ace-jack.
Vitty's hand doesn't need to improve. He's got a pair. But his tournament life is at risk.
Vitty and his threes, they're at risk going against ace-jack. 10-8 deuce. Queen on the turn. Ace-jack or king now.
Or 9.
And a 9. 5 of hearts.
Wow.
That's none of the above. Pocket threes are going to hold.
Dodges them all.
I would have had a flush. That's 2-3 of hearts.
Oh, yeah, the 2-3 of hearts for AJ. He could have said, that's my favorite hand.
You'd have to let him know. Jack.
Crazy.
Now, I have called Jack 9 here, and at TCH Live, I've called it my favorite hand to get in trouble with.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves playing it, especially suited.
Not necessarily my favorite hand, but it is one of my favorite hands to get in trouble with.
In the even bigger one, when we were getting down in my flight to almost the money, our coworker, Mr. Derek Gomez, said, heck with it, got it in with Jack 9. He was up against ace, queen, and kings. The ace,
Took him out.
The ace was going to knock both players out, so we were going to make the money. She flops the ace. Kings is in trouble. The only card that could guarantee that neither of those guys got eliminated was the king of clubs on the turn. Gave the one guy a set of kings, gave Derek his flush, and the ace, gone. So Derek now has a new favorite hand, Jack 9 suited as well. That was a crazy one.
Knob smiling over there in the big blind. He's having a good time. Look at this. AJ on a
heater.
Trips heater here. 9-8 in the small blind. Finds this flop, 7-8-8.
And what do you do when you flop trips against somebody who's running into it? You let him barrel. You check to him. He's going to put out 500,000. And now you rip it.
Yep, AJ wasting no time, ripping it for 3.1. Hoping Knob's got a little something over there.
He does. He's got a 3-card straight.
And that is not much, not enough. Nas in the muck.
And, yeah, AJ up to 4.4 million. Right on time. Mitch chimes back in with his Fig Newtons. Lets us know he's rooting on Vitty and AJ. And what happens?
Yep.
Double ups for both.
Typing with one hand. Spilling Fig Newton on his belly with the other hand.
Oh, yeah. Fig Newton on the white undershirt. I can see it. I hope he's got a white undershirt on.
Might be straight belly, folks.
I know. We better dig that Newton out of the belly hole.
Never mind.
That's a visual that RJ, myself, Jacob over there in the production room, and pretty much everybody else out in the internet didn't want to have, but it's out there now. Gotta love you, Mitch. Nav just kind of flicks a chip nonchalantly out there with the 10-8 of diamonds. Another hand we like to get in trouble with at the poker table.
I know Tim's holdings have got to be frustrating for him.
Oh, extremely.
Man, he's done a stellar job of just chilling. 10-8 here, going to flop a flush draw on this ace-ace-queen board. Knob's going to bet it here. Not much working for Tim, as usual. His cards have definitely been a little turbulent this final table.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be all in within the next two hands, pretty much. Using the big blind, that hand. What's he down to now? He's got 100,000 out there right now. I think he's got 4 big blinds left.
Yeah, below $1 million now, 975,000 for Tim.
Yeah, he's got 100,000 out there, so if he doesn't rip it with this hand.
That's cute. My fancy watch is telling me to protect my sleep.
Viddy waking up with an ace-jack here, though. There is a super shorty at the table. Got to be in consideration. There's a player with 4.5 big blinds at the table, and look at this.
So, yeah, 400,000 here from Viddy. He does not go all in, but he does want to min raise. 400,000, and AJ with pocket tens, he's going to interrupt the plan. All in for 4.4 million.
Yeah, and AJ really just needed to avoid the 5 seat, who's got the bigger stack. Nobody else could knock him out. David makes a disciplined fold. Again, he knows there's a player who's super short over there in the 4 seat. Otherwise, 5-handed, ace-jack, not a bad hand to get it in with. There's that patience again we talked about, and Viddy's got it. AJ with the 9 triz. Double down hand for Nav, and let's see if Tim can finally wake up with something.
Jack 8 on the button. I don't know if that's enough something, but it's a letter.
He says
and
it is.
He's in there. Mickey's got 2 letters.
Worst case scenario for Tim. He's got it all in and going to be dominated.
Yeah, all in for 875,000 here. Blinds are 200,000, so that's a little over 4x. Queen Jack definitely worthy of a call here at that price. 4x and some change. Mickey looking behind him to perhaps see if he can get any clues as the intentions of Viddy.
Got half a big blind already out there.
Yeah, it is a weird spot here for Queen Jack. Definitely worthy of looking him up, having a go at it.
It's just got the big blind behind him.
Yeah, but and Viddy's behind him with what, 10 blinds himself?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. He's going to see good news. He's up against Jack 8.
All right, Tim BB going to be at risk. Shipping it with Jack 8. Mickey makes the call with Queen Jack. Off to the flop we go. Jack in the window,
and an
followed by a 10 and an 8. So massive flop here.
Oh, counterfeit.
10 on the turn, counterfeits the 8. Queen Jack takes the lead.
How about a full house
and
for
a
both?
10 on the river. Let's chop it up.
What a swingy hand. Can you feel
Nastiness.
Tim's emotions inside of you right now? I can feel them. He was like, no, I'm still in.
What a hot mess.
What a hot mess. Flops 2 pair things. I'm going to suck out and get a double up. But ends up with just a chop, and I think he's probably okay with that because he was out the door.
Because on the turn, you started the car, right?
Yep.
And then
click the button again,
Woo.
shut her off. Hang around for a little bit.
all right, Tim's hanging around.
Chop suey in that hand.
4 scan.
Hopefully the only time we use that word tonight. Tim now waking up with the queen jack. 5 big blinds. I think it's time to dance.
Yeah, now he's got the queen jack.
Not enough to just raise, so it's Rip City. Back-to-back hands, all in.
Vinny with the ace and the small blind. And he's going to give it a go with the ace.
Notice he just made the call. Didn't re-jam.
Just in case AJ wants to come along, but AJ looks at 10 deuce, so he will not.
This is how my tournament ended today.
10 BB, again at risk. This time, his queen jack taking on the ace 4 of Vinny. 10-6-3, no help.
Queen or a jack or some running straight cards.
7, ace still holding here for Vinny. 3 of hearts, ace 4 is going to hold, and that will eliminate Tim BB.
Tim, definitely the player at the table who really just suffered through just being card dead for so long. But what a nice run for Tim BB. Going to finish in 5th place and take home $4,250. Quite a return on that investment of $240 buy-in today. Great job, Tim.
$4,250, quite a prize for Mr. Tim BB. Yep. Card distribution probably wasn't what he wanted here at this final table, but a mighty fine run and a mighty fine prize. Well done. We'll see Mr. Tim here more often in the future. I am sure of it.
Just poker ain't fair, man. All those emotions in that previous hand, and then he gets it in with queen jack.
What a roller coaster. Now the roller coaster is over, and he's probably tired and sleepy.
Sick game we play. 4-handed, playing for $16,000 up top.
Transfer to table 1. 5 raises to 400.
All right, Mickey's going to raise it up 400,000. AJ in the small blind with Big Slick. Our 2 chip leaders here. 4-handed.
Definitely should be coming in for a raise here. Let's see what size he goes with. These players are really close in chip stack. All right, and he's going big. 1 point something I heard from Brandy, 1.5. Nav is going to fold his ace. And now back to Mickey, who's been dealt a pair, 4-handed.
Nav definitely leading the final table in smiles over there. He's having a good time.
Mickey taking his time on this one, understandable. A lot of money at play here. You got to play to win. I know that's going through his head. If you flat with a hand like 6s and it comes out queen jack, what do you do? That's the problem with those small pairs. You just don't know where you are post flop if you miss your set. I think that's a good discipline laydown more often than not. But it's tough to lay those pairs down 4-handed. I think a lot of players in the chat, what do y'all think? Are you just ripping there with the 6s 4-handed?
6s are in the muck for Mickey.
There you got 2 players with shorter stacks than you. Taking those ICM considerations, or are you ripping it there?
Yeah, with those small pairs, I like to think that when I open it, not only am I trying to isolate and just take that stuff down, but also I want to see the flop and the turn and the river at my price with
Well,
those small pairs.
well,
And if somebody hammers that and takes that away from you, well, then you're probably in the muck.
Well, clearly Mickey knew that the very next hand he was going to get dealt a smaller pair and
And
flop,
flop a set. Duck, duck, deuce. Way cooler than sixes.
Nothing better. Nothing better than flopping bottom set with an ace on the board. But nobody had anything. Nav had 9 high. So we'll never know what could have been with the ace king versus sixes hand, but flops a set the very next one. All right, cool. Lego, welcome to the chat, by the way, brother. He does mention that sixes are borderline for that 20 big blind 3-bet jam.
I think I'm supposed to shove that in his face that 2 hands ago.
He's talking about, you hear him?
Yep.
Whenever you 3-bet me.
I'm sure I welcome that anytime I'm raising.
He was like, I welcome you shoving into my face. I had ace king, buddy.
Was
1980.
no, it's like 1986, 87 maybe.
AJ says the last time he bluffed was 1986 or 87. David waking up with the kings
Kings again.
and gets a walk.
I thought they were trying to guess the song, the year of the song.
Jacob over there nodding in Greek. He remembers seeing that about 15 minutes ago. He just mucked it. Yeah, no reason to show it. Vinny doesn't need to show it. He's a gangster.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can always go back and look at this picture.
And I mean, he's one of those players, you know, he's right there on the cusp of, you know, making a run himself.
You're like, man, that was a good fold.
Would have loved for somebody to get after him with when he has kings there.
And I'll be like, what the hell?
These boys do not want to give Viddy the chip lead, I'll tell you that much. Queen 7, that's what you usually do with it. And how about another walk? So, a couple hands in a row. That's 500K going back to that player. Adam did mention earlier that huge hand, the Jack-8 versus the Queen-Jack, that they both ended up chopping. Viddy actually had a 10 in his hand, so he would have hit quads. Right. I mean, it was like 10-5 or something, but still.
Yeah. I think I do remember that dusty 10 over there.
Yep.
Mickey, suited ace 3, raises it up. Min click now, 400,000. These big old blinds, 100,000, 200,000. Now I was going to rip it here.
Finds an ace. Gonna rip it for $2 million.
That'll do.
And again, a big smile. Love seeing it. You
Man,
mentioned
yeah.
you mentioned that earlier. He's gone from chip leader to bottom of the barrel, but he is leading in smiles. Knob's having a good time, and hope we get to see him on another final table. Like we mentioned before, he was the chip leader for the overwhelming majority of this final table. We've now gone over 3 hours, and he was the chip leader for the majority of this 3 hours. About 16 million chips in play. AJ's got 5.7 million.
AJ with ace queen.
$700. That's a big, juicy sizing. David loves the Jack-10, but not enough to play it for that price. Lays it down. We've got another 4 minutes, and our blinds are going to go up again.
Let's go. Crank it up.
Crank it up.
2:07 a.m. local time. Still 165 viewers with us right now. Thank you, guys.
Now I've got 12 big blinds. Queen 7 again for Mickey. This time he's going to raise it up. And hello, Ace Jack.
Ace Jack for Vitty.
Just a call.
Just makes the call.
AJ thinks about it for a pretty cheap price, but he's like, nah, Jack 6 is kind of trash, and lets it go.
King 8-9, it's all clubs.
Vitty got a pretty good club.
Ace high good. And a juicy club.
This is the player that raised pre-flop. He's going to continue.
Vitty checks here. Lets the button continue. Now Vitty makes a call. We're up to 1.9 million in this pot.
How about a club?
5 of clubs.
Vitty is going to check. He's got the third nuts. Well, kind of. The chat's about to let me know that 6-7 of clubs.
Barring the straight flush, of course. So Vitty checks here, and Mickey's going to fire away at 400,000.
Is there a world where David folds? Okay. Does he check one more time?
I don't think he will. He might, though. We may go check here. So Vitty did check. What does Mickey want to do? Is he going to shut her down or is continue the story as a 7 has made him a straight?
Yeah, he is going to wisely check that with 4 clubs on board. Realize that David's never folding that hand. Nice hand. And let's see where David's stack is at now. There you go.
4.4 million.
I mentioned earlier, you do not want to give Vitty chips. He is now second in chips. 1 more minute at this blind level. Then we'll go up to what, 150, 300,000? Yeah, there'll be 700,000 in the pot. Every hand.
700,000 in the pot. And about 16 million total chips in play. That's going to be hefty.
Ain't no skinny rabbit.
No skinny rabbits. We are done with the skinny rabbits.
Bunch of fat cats now. All right, Mickey's going to regroup a little bit.
Ace queen for Vitty.
Vitty's going to put the pedal down. See if he can't go on a little sun run here.
Now I was going to make the call from the big blind with queen 8. Don't want to see a queen. Hello, little lady with an 8. So Nav here is going to flop top 2. Queen 8-5.
He checked it. Is Nav going to just go with it?
Yeah, Nav.
He's been overbetting quite a bit.
He likes to just fire here.
He did say raise to 500. And we probably know what's about to happen here. Okay, just makes the call.
Just a call here from Vitty. Jack of spades on the turn.
And an immediate jam. And
right.
an immediate call. So
Nav rips it. Vitty makes the call.
That Jack actually did help out Vitty. He's got some more outs now to take this away.
Jack or ace here for Vitty. Jack of diamonds, and the queen 8 is counterfeited. Vitty will pick up the pot and knock out Nav.
And look at his face. He's just like
that.
That just happened. I got there.
A spicy, a naughty Jack of diamonds on the river.
The naughtiest.
And Vitty
has him covered.
We will make sure, and it is indeed a knockout.
You feel for Nav because he's had that chip lead for so long. It's almost like he just doesn't believe it when the chip count is being done there. But what a hand.
Out of chips.
And what a night, though, for Mr. Nav. Great run, 54.50 going his way off a $240 buy-in. 4th place.
Pretty sweet prize.
Yeah, he outlasted a lot of folks today. So great job, Mr. Nav, and we hope to see you back. Thank you for having fun on our table, smiling, having a good time.
Right. Congratulations, Nav.
And then there were 3.
79.80 locked up here, 3-handed.
Hand 105. What'd you say, 102?
I said 105.
No, you lied.
I did.
You lied. Did you? I thought you said 102. Okay.
It was definitely 105, but we're 3-handed, not 2.
I know. Just checking.
That's small.
That was gross indeed. And our man, Roberto Castillo, says, shout out to y'all for the live stream at 2:11.
Hey.
What's going on, Roberto?
Thank you. I agree. It's past my bedtime. But we're hanging out. 3-handed. 160 viewers.
Remember the video game NBA Jams, Diddy?
On.
Heating up.
Fire.
He's heating up.
He has heated up to the tune of 7.45 million. That's the highest of any stacks tonight.
He was on a tournament heater a couple years ago, and then kind of started playing a lot of PLO. He just kept to the cash, and it's only a matter of time before we get Mr. Viddy back in tournament champion streets. But it's not over yet. He's got 2 players, Mickey and AJ, still ready to battle. But I mentioned it. You don't want to give Viddy all the chips. He will lean on you.
Yeah, and in really any combination of these 3 could battle it out heads up.
All right, so the blinds went up to 125, 250, 250.
Okay.
So not quite to 150, 300.
250,000 now, the big blind.
That's still
Look at this. All 3 players holding diamonds.
Still 625 in the middle every hand.
AJ finding a spot here to raise. Now that you're 3-handed, you're either the button or in the blinds.
Button is under the gun.
Button goes first. Incentivized to bump it up a little bit if they come in. That's what AJ does. He'll bump it up and take it down.
So you got AJ at 6.3 million. Viddy now at 6.95. Mickey, who kind of flirted in that second spot for a minute there with over 5 million, is now our shorty, but he's got over 10 big blinds. And I'm telling you, these players don't want to just give up 10 big blinds to him.
Oh, what?
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I pointed him.
For a second, I was like, okay.
That's why I brought it back, because it was like in the middle.
Every time. When they get to 3-handed.
It's confusing.
Yes.
It's all get out.
Every time.
All right. Mickey says, I've got the button. I don't care if I don't have the big stack or not. I'm going to raise these bad boys.
Yep, makes it 600,000 to go.
Unfortunately, he's going to run into a pretty big hand.
Those beautiful green chips you see atop the players' chip stacks, those are worth 500,000 each.
USD?
Well, TCH fun bucks.
TCH fun bucks. Tournament bucks. Oh, this is nasty.
Hello. King, 7 deuce, 2 spades. That's going to be top pair and a flush draw for AJ.
Unless something spicy happens for Mickey, we're looking at
the King 4.
Hand 107. You weren't off by much, RJ. Mickey is in trouble. Not out of it, though. He's flopped top pair.
And he's even got the head bob going a little bit like he knows it.
You got top pair for AJ here with the bigger kicker plus spades. 91% equity right now against the King 4. He's trying to figure out, can I get all the chips in now, or do I set up a jam on the next street? We know the chips are getting in. Is it going in now or on the turn? He is going to go for a raise. Is there a world in which Mickey can now fold top pair? Just calls. Leaves himself a little bit behind. Ugh.
King Jack, that's going to be a check mark here for AJ. He's now upgraded to top 2 and a flush draw.
And he's going to do a little inventory. And he's like, I just can't fold top pair.
Yep.
Going to get the bad news, but what a run for Mickey. No river can save him.
And here's the river, 3 of clubs, no help. King Jack, big pot for AJ, and that will eliminate Mickey in 3rd place.
Heck of a run for Mickey. He's been playing a lot of tournaments lately.
Yeah,
I've
he
seen
has.
him around. Just had his arm in a sling for a while. He got his arm out of the sling. He's made a final table, finished in 3rd place. $7,980. Great run there, Mickey. Mickey and Team Mustache.
Team Stash.
They kind of tag teamed it tonight, man. Great run.
Nice.
Congratulations
nice
on a
run,
big
yeah.
old final table in the Freedom 40K, Mickey. We will see you around,
And he's
brother.
been playing great in tournaments lately,
Yes,
so
yes.
it's nice to see him put it together tonight for this fun run and finish in 3rd place with a pretty juicy little prize.
Well, shout out to Mitchapalooza, because he picked him. His favorite 2, Viddy and AJ, are
He
heads
did.
up. They're heads up, and they're playing for heaps.
Yeah, and we've seen these 2 battle it out throughout the night, so you know this will be kind of a fun heads-up battle here as these 2 will get after it, and particularly against each other.
Okay, can he scan, not this hand, obviously, but next hand, did he scan in 7 or 8? Okay, he'll move you to 7, but for right now, for this hand, you're in. Okay, you're still big blind. Get that out. You're good.
They are going to let the players kind of put a little distance between them so it doesn't look like they're on a hot date over there in the corner.
And, of course, the table and the computers have Viddy in the 8th seat, so they'll have to punch a few buttons to make that happen, but shouldn't be too difficult.
AJ is going to get to bet. He flopped a pair. Heads up. Hard to do. 9.73 million. To Viddy's 6.3. There you go. You see the seat change there. Give a little space between those 2 fellas. All right, Viddy waking up with a suited queen. Just makes the call on the button. Suited queen for AJ as well. Oh, wow, look at this flop.
Look at that.
Now, there are a lot of chop outs here. But we could just get to, what, hand number 2 heads up?
Yeah, both players flopping top pair here. AJ has an ugly old deuce kicking, but
Chop suey, looks like it if we get to showdown.
ace on the turn.
Ooh. Okay, just 3 spades. Bet and should be probably a call here. No, just a fold. Okay.
Yeah, come out with enough juice on it there to just take it down.
Yeah, kind of a scary run out a little bit. Maybe a little quicker fold than I think Viddy, if he thought about it for a minute, might have been able to make that call, but tough to call if you're thinking you're just chopping at best. 10.6 million now for AJ. 2-1 chip lead.
All right, Button small blind. Button goes first.
And Button's got a nice hand here. Queen Jack suited.
That's a pretty nice hand.
All right, like leaning on him hard there.
Yeah, 1.4 million.
David says bad sea change, bad sea change. My favorite line of the night was when Vidi won his first hand of the night and said, all right, clock me out. Won a big old juicy pot. I was like, hey, I'm good. Clock me out.
And how about Tiff, by the way? With a heck of a response right on top of it.
On top.
She said, have a nice night.
Have a nice night, sir. All right, got a suited Jack 8 versus pocket 7s. Fair fight.
And everybody whiffing here. King 3-5, 2 diamonds. Decent enough for Vidi to continue here with the 7s.
Yeah, easy peasy fold there for AJ.
Button is small.
So when did we go to heads up? 108?
7.
was?
7 was the last hand.
Okay.
Three-handed.
Man, how does Vegas know?
We got close. I was off by 20.
I was off by 2.
I put my big number out there first, though.
Kogel said 104, so I got closer than he did. Kiwi, 7-7 are the walking sticks.
Walkabout walking sticks. All righty. 2 of TCH's finest. AJ versus Mr. David Vidi here. David Tao goes by Vidi. Both of these players have quite a bit of tournament scores under their belts. Not only here at TCH, but at other casinos around the country.
Vidi raised up with 8-3 on the button. We'll see what AJ wants to do with that suited ace, and he does 3-bet. Takes it down.
Whether or not the cards cooperate or not, I like this battle. These players playing a style heads up that I like seeing. You know, raising on the button with any 2 cards.
Yeah.
No matter what your stack is.
Seeing the 3-bet there with ace high. Definitely getting after it here. Pre-flop, heads up. We're down to 2 players. The Freedom 40K.
Yeah, every pot matters.
Not just the Saturday big one, but the Freedom 40K coming at you from Texas Card House. The special edition for this holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July, y'all.
Happy birthday, America. We love you. You're beautiful. No matter what some of those knuckleheads out there say. Best country on this big old earth. And David is going to rip it. And wow, we've got a call.
What?
The 8 deuce versus the Jack 10. Well,
all right.
David can add his cards up, and they equal 10.
8 deuce has ripped it. AJ made the call with Jack 10.
How about a deuce?
On the flop.
The deuce.
4 diamonds, so
not like this.
We're going to need a 7, a Jack, or a 10.
Not like this.
Queen of diamonds.
Goodness gracious. Well, guess
so
what?
So the deuce gets there for Vidi, and he's going to pick up a monster, by the way.
Boys and girls, we have a new chip leader.
A monster. Yeah, this is going to be like 9 million headed to Vidi here.
Sometimes you goof around and do something silly, and you get rewarded to it in this wild game. The 8 deuce for Vidi, new favorite hand. And you can't blame AJ for snap calling. Suited Jack 10, he's got the big chip lead, why not? But guess what? We have now flip-flopped. That's right, Lego. Happy birthday, America, you beautiful, naughty little girl.
Next year will be 250 years strong.
250 strong years since we told those Brits to stick it.
We'll have our own tea. Thank you very much.
I got my stacks already ready.
All right, we got a whole new ball game, folks. Hand number 115. Vinny has taken the chip lead.
Ace 7 8 here, middle pair for Vitty, or pardon me, bottom pair.
Not much you can do with a 10 triz.
Not much working with the 10 triz. Bottom pair's got all the equity, but you can stick around with 10 triz. AJ makes the call. King of hearts here. He does pick up some equity as he has the biggest heart.
Kid's got heart.
Diamonds. Looks like he's gonna
10 high, no good. David's going to show him the 7. Lego says he's been seated next to Cabral a few times this week out there in Vegas. Well, hope you had your headphones and didn't have to listen to that mouth. I've heard some people say that Cabral's kind of growing on him, but I still want to pop him right
Yeah.
Kiss her.
I do not find it.
You gosh dang right, Mitch Lloyd.
I don't find it fun, but
You gosh dang right.
I'm not sitting next to him either.
Mitchapalooza. I don't care if you're a Yankee or not, buddy. You're right. You're damn right, Mitch. We back.
I do appreciate that Cabral enjoys it and other people enjoy it. Whether it be my special interest, not so much, but
AJ getting after it there with the jack high. Thank you, Kiwi. I agree.
I would definitely put an ear pod in. Whether it be on or not, I don't know, but it would be in to where I didn't have to pay any attention.
If he could knock it down to like 10% of what he does, I think it'd be great because every now and then I'll laugh and be like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it's the other, 90% of the stuff that he does. It's just too much. And there's that language barrier, so the sense of humor is a little different.
That's right. You can barely speak English.
Here we go. I love this. We're raising on the button with 9-5. We're calling with 4-3. We're fighting for every chip.
Queen 10-8. 9's got the best of it.
We're not just going to check down all the way to the river and bore the kids. We're going to play. There's Miss Beverly. That's when you know that the two players that are here at the final table are two of our fan favorites. Dealers, players, everybody walking by, giving them a little fist bump and saying good luck.
That's right.
These are two of our favorites. I've probably spent the most time playing with AJ over the years, but David is definitely somebody I've played with a little bit and watched play and got to commentate, so a lot of respect there. Got to commentate AJ, of course, as well, so I think it's great that we ended up getting these two guys heads up. David looks down at the 8 deuce. He doesn't shove with it this time, RJ.
I'll just see a flop.
Just see a flop this time.
And good decision. AJ lands the king 3. Casino Royale. That may or may not be the only casino in the world that I was asked to leave from.
What did you do, Oklahoma?
I'm sure I earned it.
Was there alcohol involved?
Yes.
It is not a performance-enhancing drug unless we're talking about helping white people dance.
I think I'm counting wrong. It's not bad enough.
Chip in a chair. You hear Bon Jovi in the background?
Bottom pair here for AJ. He'll bet it.
Living on a prayer. Playing in the background.
not counting on?
16, you mean? Looking at the total?
Yeah.
Let's make sure I got it right.
If you have 5 or 6, I should have 10.
Got 6.68 now.
6.68 should be about 9.5 on the other side. 9.4.
Lego, get out of here. Did he really do that? Said he's got a picture of Cabral in the GG lounge, sitting on a couch, and he laid down and put his feet with socks on, thank God, but on some other guy that was already sitting there. He better have known that guy. Don't put your smelly socks on me, brother.
No.
I'll send you right back to Kiev or wherever he's. Where's he from?
I don't know.
Cabral.
I have 9 point.
That's something a baseball player would do. That's such a
We should have
baseball player's alley. Like, they do dumb crap like that all the time.
6.
That reminds me of growing up in dugouts. One of your dumb buddies will walk up and do that, and you're like, bro, what are you doing?
So they're counting chips here.
Counting chips,
I don't hear any of the C
spinning
words.
cards.
Okay. No C word.
They're thinking about something out there, but let's see some cards.
We're not talking about verbs that you do to broccoli. No C word.
You have 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 25.
Thank you, Kiwi. Kiwi says she'd smack the
Yeah.
heck out of Cabral.
You're counting just one. That's 2.
Get your sticky socks off of me.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Players, for some reason, are really curious of exact counts. We do know that Viddy's got more chips. That's what's really important. Got the player covered.
Call the floor.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do, but if you want, you just let them know. It's like 400,000 or something. You had 7.
He's got 7, and how much do you have?
Should have 9.
9 point.
Yeah, 9. It should be about 9.5 to 6.5, right?
Yeah, he said that's right. The chips are right. That's what he's telling me. Option.
9.4 plus 7 is 9.
Option.
Now they're going to put a heap out there in this pot real quick. Let's see. The 4 lands here for AJ.
Second pair. Got backdoor straight. Backdoor club outs for Viddy if he wants to continue.
We're going to put a little more in this pot. So this pot could be becoming fairly substantial.
No, they're actually not talking a deal or anything, guys. They just were really curious what the counts were.
They haven't mentioned the words yet, but they definitely were interested in counting chips.
Yeah, they thought the count was off a little bit. So. Lego wasn't kidding. Cabral, indeed, on the couch, has his feet right up against a player. He sent me the picture.
Man, I played at a poker table one day. I too have a picture. I'm in the 6th seat, and the 4th seat has propped up their feet into the 5 seat.
Ugh. Mr. Larkin joining us. What's up, dude maestro? He can confirm. He said I was also in the lounge when Cabral did that.
So yeah, I got to play quite a while with from the 6th seat with feet hanging out in the 5 seat. Eventually, I said something. I was like,
Uh-oh. All right, big hand here.
we got to get rid of those feet.
Viddy playing a little tricky with a hand as good as Queen Jack. Just calls
Just
on the
limping
button.
on the button, which I like. I love it.
AJ going to raise it up to 1.2 million.
Pressure with the rags, trappy with the
And if we get
Good
a queen high
holdings.
flop, we're going to have some fireworks here.
king, deuce, jack.
9 all in.
Well, and 9 moves all in, and now Viddy's got second pair.
Wow, okay, AJ's ripped it with queen 8 high.
Look at Viddy. He's like, I don't know that you're just doing this with a king. He does want the count, though, so Viddy's going to get the count. And this is a tough spot, though, because you're like, is a player really just going to bluff his whole stack away into me? Does he really have a king here? A lot goes into this.
Yeah, and AJ already standing up a bit.
Players in the chat, are you ever folding second pair here? Player did raise pre-flop.
Yeah, 495.
He's got the stand-up equity going. Is there...
Stand-up equity, counting the chips himself. Interesting.
No, David makes the call.
David makes
and
the
is
call.
Way
Queen
ahead.
Jack's going to be in a really good spot.
AJ in serious trouble here. Needs running diamonds, running eights,
Running straight cards.
running straight cards.
4 hearts, that is not running. And that will give Vidi the check mark. It's officially over.
2 pair. It is
Queen
over.
of heart, Queen of spades here on the river. That's 2 pair for Vidi.
The return of David Vidi, the man.
Vidi got that dog in him. Vidi's
Got
the
that
champion.
dog in him, and he is the champion of the
Freedom 40K.
Freedom 40K, but we couldn't have had a better heads-up match between 2 guys that everybody in this room loves, not only to play with, but just to be around. Stand-up guys, take care of our dealers at the table. That's what's most important, you know, when we really think about who we want to see win these
AJ was
things.
excited to be here. When I walked in tonight, he about tackled me. He's like, RJ, I'm there again. You get to talk about me.
He high-fived me on the way in today when I saw him, too. So $10,690 going to our second-place finisher, Mr. AJ. Shout out to him and his family. I know his wife and kids like to get on and watch him. I don't know if they were still up at
That's right.
2:30 in the
They
morning.
might check us out tomorrow.
But Daddy's coming home with $10,690 for his efforts. But our winner, Vidi, is going to get his picture taken right now.
Vidi, the man,
With
the
the
dog.
winning hand and the winning smile there. That is what a $16,000 smile looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Well done.
He's going to get him another coin to go with the big chunk of cash.
And I dealt to Vidi today and back in table 15 over there in the corner, so you're welcome.
Yeah, great job again. He's got the new coin, and he's going to take home $16,340. Thank you guys for staying up with us.
We made it.
Tonight, a.k.a. this morning, Sunday morning now that we're rolling into. Don't forget that in a week and a half.
We'll see you in Austin.
We'll see you in Austin. The Summer Series is coming, 16 trophy events. There's also a Player of the Series award that's going to go out. So if you are available to make that 2.5, 3-hour trip down there to Austin from the DFW area, hop down there. And I'm sure some of the folks from the Houston and other areas will be hopping down there too.
For sure.
Great events, it sounds like, are going to take place. RJ and I will see you back here Tuesday night for our cash stream.
Tuesday night, Big
we
D.
will definitely see you out there. We'll catch up with these last couple of chatters here. We got a good night, great stream. Thank you guys. Well played by both of these guys.
Good night, you all.
What a fun
88.
tournament.
Kiwi. Thanks for the Kiwi.
See you guys. Kiwi, prayers for you and your family, dear. We'll talk soon.
Night, all.
Good night.
Happy 4th.